my secondary dwarf, unless you don't want to be a secondary
I will
dwarf.
be the cat, and a giant cheese
Where
stick
did I
will
put all
be.
my minis?
Somewhere.
Here, I got this thing. Let's pull a ridiculous mini for Ash today.
Okay.
Please.
I got it.
I do miss being Spider-Gwen, though. Just
Spider-Gwen.
hashtag.
Oh no, I didn't. It's in here.
Yay!
I lied. I lied.
Ridiculous mini.
Well, bring it out anyways. It could be a weird guy we're about to talk to.
No,
I don't know where the cat is though. Oh, there it is.
I'll save this
Hidden
one.
in my pencils.
Oh, don't forget cat checks.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, we're live?
We are live.
Oh.
We've been
I'm
live.
doing a thing where like I just go live at a random point and then.
We like to do the
It would be
talking.
nice to know that we're
Oh,
going live,
sorry.
though. Like,
Consent for
Well,
life.
This is a simulacrum of a actual real play session.
Yeah. Anytime after 2 p.m. is fair game, but I'll say going live.
Yes.
I don't think you should. I like the element of surprise. I like always being on.
I don't know, what if I said
Christ.
something on air that I, didn't want the world to hear, like...
What would an example of that be?
Like, Kelly, you're one of my best friends in the whole world. Like, something like that.
You don't want that out there?
No,
No.
definitely
Because it might
not.
offend your other people you've said this to?
I have like 9 best friends, so their title is meaningless, and anyone who is my best friend knows that it means a lot to me, but it is also meaningless.
Hey now, that just means it's
You're a
this
rock star.
level of
Yeah,
friendships.
thank you.
English,
Don't
cultural
do that.
anthropology time. English has no language for different levels of friendship besides friendship and acquaintance.
Hello, best friends and
Besties,
BFFs.
they.
And biffles. I have a biffle. And
Yeah.
Best friends forever. Come on.
Yeah, but it's not like English state. Well, BFF is.
Yeah.
And so is best friend.
It sounds
Those are the
like
only two.
English has adapted to that need,
Yeah, by using
fair.
best friend for all your best friends.
and then best friends forever.
Welcome to another week of Doctors and Dungeon Masters, where we're all best friends. I'm Kelly Bryovic.
Are we?
Yes. You were forced to for at least these 3 hours.
2.5.
PhD student.
The last 30 minutes is a free-for-all.
Christ. PhD
It's a
student
venting
in the
session.
English
Stay tuned
department
for
at
the
UWM. I
cage
want to die, and I am the Dungeon Master.
Hi, my name is Corey Hernai, and I'm going to talk about the Rise of Skywalker for the next 30 minutes. Anyways, no, I'm not. I'm going to get yelled at. Probably have a mini thrown at my head. Anyways, yeah,
A metal mini.
a metal mini, a pewter mini.
Computer mini.
So yeah, I'm a PhD student here at UWM. I'm Plan C, which stands for creative writing. Doesn't stand for it, it just denotes it. Whatever. I can't English today. I just taught. Ooh, I'm not going into my teaching. I had a really great day. Nope. I'm finally teaching what I'm actually studying here, which makes me very happy. That's a very rewarding thing to do. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, I'm playing Franz the Rogue.
God damn it.
I know. It took a while to get through that.
No, I posted the thing to a completely different channel that our thing that I manage on
Free
Facebook.
advertising.
Because they both have yellow, incidentally.
I'm Laylee Zeller, PhD candidate in the anthropology program. And if there was a cage match, either Kelly or Corey would win. I'm putting my bets down now.
Can we get some rationale here, or I just want to leave it in
Yeah.
the ether?
Like, is it just the two of us, or is it everyone at the
No,
table?
everyone at the table,
Okay.
Kelly or Corey would win.
Okay.
And I say that
I'm
because
fine
I
with
know
that.
you have skills that I don't know you have.
I
know
have a
you
very
do.
specific set of skills.
Like, I just have it in my head, and
Uh-huh.
Corey is scrappy, so you have no idea what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can play dirty.
Yeah. Like, imagine, like, scratching
I feel-
eyes is not.
I feel
out
like
of
you
the-
underestimate me. I once kicked someone in the
No.
back for breaking my longest road in Catan. Not my proudest moment.
I did.
What?
I kicked someone at square. They were sitting on the ground. We were playing Catan, and he broke my longest road in Catan.
So you
I
broke
stood
their
up,
back?
walk around, and kicked him square in the back.
It's okay. So you had surprise. You had the surprise
He
element
saw
there.
me get up and walk around.
Mm-mm.
Okay, if I see someone get up during a game, my immediate reaction is not gonna be, man, they're gonna assault me.
The funny thing is, he doesn't remember
I
it.
thought you were lawful good.
I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry I did that. I was very angry."
I can't breathe
Except
today.
that gets on.
All bets off in Catan.
Fair, fucking sheep.
Catan, bro.
Anyway, there
What
are
are
two
you
other
doing?
people at this table
Yeah.
who exist. What are your
I
names?
exist. I am Morgan Forbush. I am a master's student in anthropology. I don't know what camera I look at. I look at that camera.
Mm-hmm.
I used to look at that camera.
Does that camera work?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's
it
our
works.
map camera.
Oh, we didn't. I just never use it.
Yep, I forget.
Eric Kirstening. Joy.
Oh yeah, I play Ash.
Yeah,
I never
yeah.
said that.
So what did we do last week? What happened?
Okay, so last week,
We were on an adventure,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I got. We were on an adventure.
for some reason, every week it's becoming more and more difficult to remember what happened, except when we get chain deviled.
Because we fucking died.
I know that we went to the mountain, and I know that there's an old guy who's like high. I remember that.
What?
Not high.
He's a hologram staring at us because we crossed the
He didn't
sea.
say hi?
No, was
No,
last
I
week was
called
the,
him hot.
Last
but,
week
like,
we met the naked bard.
We met the naked bard,
Oh, yeah.
and we met the dwarf and Alex's
Minix!
character Ragnar.
Yeah.
And
They were looking for some cure to disease. We went into some sort of
Went
mine
into
shaft in the
Moria.
mountain. Yeah, we basically went into Moria and we split. Not the party, but we split up with those losers.
Anybody who's into like deep cut D&DMs, we had an old friend back from like session 2
I know.
come back, which was a very
Don't you ever say Kelly doesn't care about RP.
yeah, that's very true. And you know, bringing back fan favorites. I don't think we have fan. We don't even have fan art.
Screech hasn't come back, and I know at least 100 people have drawn Screech.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
The most iconic character from the
I
first
was-
7 episodes.
Yeah, seriously,
love
people
Screech.
like I don't know if you were reading the comment section during that time. People like were so happy to hear a mention of Screech, but not seeing Screech has caused an uproar in our community. We're actually reaching a fever pitch,
Well-
more so than the 7th episode of Graduation.
Well,
Oh my god.
you
I
know,
still have to catch up.
there was, you know, a big part of the reason why the fans are upset is because they love Screech, and then not only is Screech not show up but only mentioned, but is deathly ill. And so
Yeah.
they're worried that Screech is going to die off camera.
To make it even worse, because I mentioned, it's just something that I mentioned in the podcast that Leia and I did, but Screech and Ariat are together, so the fact that she's deathly ill is like fridge lesbians, but anyway. Screech isn't going to die, don't worry.
Kelly loves
That is all.
tropes.
Man, I have
She
not
goes
thought about a
into-
fridge lesbian
Kelly-
in a long time. Thank you for
Yeah.
bringing that trope back.
Wait,
Yeah.
For reviving the fridge lesbians.
Kelly says, what's going to be on this episode of D&DMs? And she just clicks the random trope button on TV tropes. And, okay,
I mean-
Chain Devils it is!
I mean, that is a very standard trope in soap operas.
See, fun
Chain
thing is,
Devils.
actually, this not podcast. This stream is all based on Anita Sarkeesian.
Oh my god.
So, Dungeon Master,
Uh-huh.
we dive
you
deeper
okay?
into
Don't
the
choke.
cave.
Mhm.
The lines are rocky, I assume. There's
We
a,
walked
cent-
down
Goes
some-
to,
There's a centaur, a dwarf, and 2 lame-o humans.
And we
Don't
walked
know how to
into a
make a
bar.
monster race.
and
Alright,
then,
just kidding. Dwarves also aren't monster races. Monster races forever! What's
and
happening?
then you, well, Franz is walking, kind of exploring the area, and that's when he sees, like a, beam me up Scotty type thing.
You're my
And
only
this,
hope.
yep, and he,
You're my only hope.
Just
only one
to-
Kenobis.
get
Oh,
this guy.
cat check. I'm starting with a cat check.
No, because it's not morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
We just
you're good.
literally we just wandered into this place.
Wait, can we, maybe we should short rest?
We are not.
I'm like on death's door. That's all.
We should short
We-
rest.
Apparently, I have 900.
We started an RP right as the session
Yep.
ended. So
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. I just have 6 HP. So if we have to get into a fight, we get into a fight.
It's fine.
I
It's
also
actually
don't have-
12, so it's gonna be fun.
It's only 12 if I can rage before I get hit.
But you don't get surprised. Oh look, those
I
are
was
those
so concerned
look
for a moment
like,
there.
Oh, what is that? Oh, what are those things?
Yep, you know it, you
I'm
know
so
it,
angry that I can't
You
figure
know
out
what?
it is.
I'm not telling you.
It's for scores, isn't it? Or is it specifically for violin? Or is it
No,
score?
it's instrument wide.
Ah,
And
it's
you see tall, kind of built like a runner, and he's wearing a
Man,
very
those
official,
frickin' glutes. Jesus, those fucking glutes.
very like official looking uniform, and but it's one that you've never seen before. Not heavy armored. It's he's got studded leather on him. But he's like everything is like trimmed with a gold color.
Yeah.
And he's got a gold cape on with a hood up, as if like he's not like hiding. He just like as if like he just came from somewhere where he needed the hood over him, and then like he pulls the hood back. And he's like mid 40s ish, kind of silver fox style, square jaw, clean shaven. And he looks at Franz and he goes, "Oh, who are you?"
Franz, who are you?
I'm Orion. It's nice to meet you. And he looks around. Do you fucking live here? It's kind of desolate over here.
I was kind of hoping you could tell us where we are.
Underground.
Well, then, astute observation there, buddy. Why are you here?
Well, there's a bunch of these things, and he points to the like the symbol that's like carved, and not so much carved as much like you think it's carved at first, but then you realize it's almost as if someone like just built in, but it's not quite blocks that are different from the other blocks, but as if it was, for lack of, it's hard to, like, you know how people use like different bricks to make patterns?
Yes, I got
Sorry,
you. I'm
yeah.
with you now.
It's like that, but it's all the same type of brick. It's just different colors somehow.
Yes,
But
yes.
it's
different colored bricks making the image. It's not
Yes.
carved in. I got it.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Image clarified.
It's like a
So
Roman
Stained
mosaic.
glass window. Of
yes,
bricks.
but
yes.
without being made from different parts, it's like all one smooth stone.
Yes.
So
And
it's like,
sanded over.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay.
And he's like,
I would love for that to be like in character.
Okay.
For some reason, that was just very funny.
Okay. Well,
You have a way with words, Orion.
Oh yeah. I hear that a lot from my friends. Yeah, so I'm supposed to find other things like this, find people who are like descendants of people that we kicked out, cause like, you know, it ain't the kids' fault that the parents got kicked out. So we
Kicked out
figured,
what?
you know, out of the city state, you know, the southern city state. You been there before?
Which one?
Probably not. Pajania.
No.
Yeah. So we're like, okay,
Wait, what's up with Pajania?
Is Pajania where the artificers are from?
yes.
Okay.
Well, what do you mean? That's a big old question, friend.
Okay, so wait. Okay, no.
It's a signo.
You're dealing. So you're talking about artificers that got kicked out of Pajania?
Well, no, there's like bad people that ain't artificers, but you know artificers. That's good.
Yeah.
I didn't think they
They're
said
kind
when
of
they
in-
were prepping me for the northern city states. They said that no one would know shit about us, but
No, we
you know
kind of
shit.
have a.
How'd you know shit about
We kind
them?
of have an artificer problem up here. I've run into 3 at this point.
Whoa, that's some bad luck, friend.
Yeah. Also, one of them is my dad.
And then he's like, he's gonna. You're fucking lying. That's too much of a coincidence.
And then I actually I prick. I'm like, no, look at my blood.
It's fucking blood, but I don't got like magic eyes.
Okay, my dad had I just looked. My dad had purple eyes.
Well, yeah, all of the arcane
Uh-huh.
artificers got purple eyes.
You think people know that on the reg?
Well, yes, because
I'm gonna roll a
everyone...
persuasion check. This is getting annoying.
Don't you know?
23.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, okay. Okay. Now I know what a signo is.
I don't still fucking... Alright, so you know enough about artificers, but you're clearly not from the city-states. It's
No,
so...
no. I'm a northern man.
Well,
I'm a
no, I
northern.
know. I could tell from your accent.
Oh, fuck
So, you know, everyone wants to be one of the artificers' kids because they could get, like, lots of money and special treatment. So, it ain't the first time that I've heard that someone's claiming that to be
Ooh.
an arcane artificer's
You might want to
kid.
know this. On that train of thought, there's a group of people in the Fey Forest that really want artificer descendants, babies.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, just so you know, they're gonna have one maybe in about 5 years. Give or take. It really depends.
Okay, well, I guess I might come and, you know, let them know where they're from when they're ready to make a decision to if they want to come back down to their, like, homeland or something. But...
So what's
What
up?
are you?
So like,
So wait, I get. Wait, is this like birthright? I get to go back to Pajania?
Yeah.
so like,
you can be the
I
progenitor
approach-
of Pajania.
how do we get to like you like live here or something?
No, I don't fucking live...
This would be an interesting
I've
way
been
for
here
Ash.
for all
Then
of...
you leave, we just walk into this fucking
Yeah.
teleportation circle. Same
Sorry.
piece.
I've been here for about 2 seconds before you came in, so I don't live here. I live really far south. I just have a real quick way of traveling. And by I do, I mean people sent me here real quick.
Cool. So
Coincident.
I don't know. How do I sign up for this birthright? God, meddling.
Well, are
Yeah.
you...
Fair enough.
You say that you're a kid of an artificer,
Yeah.
Fisser, but
Fist.
I mean...
Do I need to like start listing names here?
Artificer.
I mean, there are 4 of them.
Yeah, there are 4.
That's a rule 34.
What for do you know, friend?
No. There are 4 kids of the artificer. His dad.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
my
too
father's,
much.
My father's Tomas.
And he'll...
Think about that.
Yeah. That fucker ran so many years ago.
Yeah, he sucks. He's not an issue anymore. He's kind of impotent
So-
now.
What happened to him?
He used all his big magic, and now he's just kind of BFE at this point.
Fair enough. Okay, I mean, he did get picked on a lot. He ran real quick because they were gonna kill him. Because that's kind of what happens when you're an artificer.
Yeah, so then he decided to go, like, pretty much go rabbit on the world and just produce as many heirs as possible. I don't know why, but yeah.
Well, I got my work cut out for me, friend.
Yeah.
So,
My siblings are down in,
Wait, why would
luckily
you
for
have
you-
your like work cut out for you?
All 3 of them are together somewhere. We will not disclose yet.
well, why not?
I don't know. We don't know you.
That's
Yeah, what are
fine.
you
I don't know
offering?
what you are. Are you human? Are you hologram from future?
And what's a hologram, friend? I'm me in all my glory.
Is he corporeal?
Yes.
Okay.
He'll even.
You trying to touch him?
I was like, he's like,
Do you try and touch him?
no, I kind of goes like, no. You might
It's okay,
poke him
friend.
with,
I
like,
don't
the
got
help.
no boundaries. You can touch me if you want to touch me.
You guys
So,
have boundaries
weird-
in Progeny?
No, I don't have boundaries. That's why they set me, because, like, I didn't technically do anything wrong, but no one really likes me around, so...
So you're like my
They-
father.
No. No, because I didn't run.
I mean, you're here now.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna go sidle up to Ash
Okay.
and be like,
Mm.
should we like smash this guy?
I thought you wanted to trust people.
You want to always smash people,
So you want to trust people.
and so I'm asking you if we're gonna smash this guy.
Not yet. He hasn't done anything to us.
Okay.
Just don't walk into the circle. You don't know what does.
Well, do you want to know what the circle
I
does?
step into the
We
circle.
were whispering.
I'm just gonna literally take him by the collar and like just chuck him backwards.
It's not even gonna resist.
Okay.
I mean, he could perceive what we were whispering.
Yeah.
Franz is
but-
now there. Franz stepped into
Yeah.
the circle, and Ash like just took him by the collar and threw him by him.
Okay.
And that is how that went.
It's okay, friend. The circle don't work unless you got a wizard.
Uh-huh.
Are you a wizard?
No.
And
How
how
are
are
you-
you gonna get back home then?
I got my ways. It's a one-way trip for me, but you know, if you wanted to come back, I mean, we'll just get a wizard to send you back here or to one of the other ones we know. We know 2 of them.
Where's the other 2?
Well, not telling you.
I'm just trying to have conversation.
That's fine. Let's just see how he. Yeah, he didn't do that great of a perception, so he wouldn't know that you were asking about smashing. Your friend just seems tense though. The horse lady.
Well,
Horse lady, why you tense?
That's
She is a
joy.
horse
What's
underground.
the long face, friend?
You are in random place with dwarves. Or not dwarves, dwarf ruins.
Oh, just single dwarf.
I am dwarf.
Yes. Did you make this place? Are you the tour guide?
No.
No. I am from different
Thanks.
mountains. Not these mountains.
Fuck no.
Okay.
I could
Well,
tell
you know what they
about the
say. You
greatness
know
of
one
dwarf
mountain, you know
architecture.
all the mountains.
That's okay. I know the songs.
Okay.
So, horse lady, why you so tense?
Usually when we meet strangers, they try to murder us.
Wow, that's some bad luck.
Like 87% of the time.
A solid 87%, yeah.
Well,
It's a B+.
I can assure you, I ain't gonna harm you. I guess where you going? Which direction you going? Cause I gotta go, and he'll pull out a map and just kind of look at it a little bit, and he'll put it out on the floor for you all to see, and he'll sit down. And in the map, it's like a blueprint almost of what this place used to look like in a way, because there's a lot of buildings demarked, and like even just this entry place, like there were supposed to be like different hubs and centers nearby, but it's all like just demolished at this point.
So like,
And he'll point about 2 days journey east. Is it? Yeah, east. Where this huge city, underground city, and Franz, you would recognize it very similar as like the underground city that you saw in Taizhou, but this is just a different one.
I've been to a place like that.
Just 1 second, I know that.
Well, I have two thoughts. It's like, one, everyone we've ever met from the South has like tried to kill us.
Not everyone.
I've only met one person from the South, and they tried to kill us.
Every person
You met 2 people.
You met 3 people, and 2/3 of them have not tried to kill you.
Who are the other 2? You're from not the South. These people say they're from the South.
Who have you met from Pajania?
Your dad.
Tomas. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god. Every single person from the South has tried to kill us. No. Except for that one artificer that we found in the woods with the.
No, he's not not from the South.
He's not
just
arcane.
yeah.
But every single person from the South has tried to murder. That's
Franz is just like,
100.
whoa.
Like,
And then 2, I don't like it down here as much as I thought I would. Travich talked about how wonderful it is to be underground,
no, it's not.
but I feel
It's bad.
really.
I agree.
You can live under mountain
I
as
feel-
well as on top of it.
I don't know the word.
You
I
can
feel
live
like
under mountain.
this.
Wait, I have a weird question. Okay,
To
so
be
when
fair,
we're
dwarves make dwarves
traversing through this
Area
underground
for dwarves, not
area.
centaurs.
does the clip clop of the horsey echo louder?
Yes.
That is awesome.
Yes,
But
I
like-
was going to get
But
to
like,
that.
if I don't like it down here, why would the commander be down here?
Because the commander is more of a warrior than you'll ever be.
That's
seems
not
it's-
true.
This is true. I never said that wasn't true. But I don't.
So
why
And I'm
wouldn't
gonna
he
say you
wanna
get short
be-
rest during this whole.
it's a good safety area. There's no big monsters, I don't think.
But
Could
he
be
would
safe.
always
There could be
wanna
monsters.
fight the
I don't
big
know.
Do you know how many
monsters.
stories there are of monsters from underground?
See, that makes more sense. Like if there's big monsters here, he's probably.
Oh, yeah.
fighting
Dwarves are
them.
scary.
Dwarves are not scary.
That's why they're not here.
Dwarves are short.
You're just unusually taller for a dwarf.
Sorry, Ash is in a
Alright,
place.
I will
You're
Uh-huh.
unusually
I'll roll
tall
some
for a
dice
dwarf.
for the
Yes.
short rest that we're taking.
Uh-huh.
So this is plus
I need
3 all of
oh,
these.
Sorry.
10,
Squeeze
6,
them more.
15, 23, 20.
Why did they put it as easy? It's an easy spell book.
36.
But yeah,
So you are from Pajania.
yes, it's a
And you
great
have
place.
somehow been transported to Dwarven Underground
Yes.
to look for artificers that you have banished.
Well, no, not artifices that we banished. So here's how Pajania works.
It sounds like big continent millions of years ago.
I guess. Christ. So like, we don't really like, bad people. When it comes to criminals, you kind of get the 3 strike you're out rule. Unless you do something really big, then it's like 1 strike and you're out of here.
So you're California.
I don't know. I don't know that place. Is that in Valencia?
Yes.
Cool.
Canada.
Yeah. So we send them out into the desert and just go good luck, but most of them die because the desert's not great.
Yeah.
But
Desert is center.
but we give them food and water, and if they're able to make
So
it,
you just like prolong their death.
we give them a shot. So
What would you say is the success rate?
enough that they're sending me out to find the kids of the people we sent out.
Because it's like are going to be like welcomed back with open arms. Are we going to be experimented on, or what's the?
Well, no, it's just we realized
I tried to gain some hit dice.
with the
I rolled
whole
2 ones.
magic coming back and all that stuff that like,
Coming
you know-
back.
well, yeah.
What do you mean? I thought wait, no, there was never magic
There
before.
was totally magic before.
No,
Are you slow?
Artificers had magic before the meteor.
We wouldn't call it magic though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that lady, the snake lady, was all like, I've been hoarding magical shit. Millions of years.
No, I know this as a player. I'm saying what our
Yeah.
characters would.
Yes, what I'm saying is, this is in character. This is Ash
what-
doing
wait,
voices.
what snake lady?
Do
The
I?
giant snake that we fought on that day with the Inquisition, and she was all like, "I am gonna put my." I don't know.
Oh right.
She was like, "It is my job. It has been my job for thousands of years, and then I will bring this magic back to you."
Franz
once
was
you-"
legit not paying attention. I'm not gonna lie.
Does Joy trust that this guy has good intentions with Artificer's kids? Because it seems like
I'm gonna roll an
he's
insight check.
Yeah,
not.
me too.
So
14.
I know I'm not
23.
proficient in insight,
Yeah.
so you can make a call if I can even make the check.
Ash,
Joy
I
is
mean,
suspicious.
you asked Ash if he wanted to smash, and his response was, "I thought you were being nice."
Mhm.
So the answer to that, I guess,
Sure, that
no,
was
is
really
no.
I think
You
Joy
should
is
not.
more suspicious of people who come to her by magical means than people
Yeah.
she finds as she's wandering around
I mean,
in
that
the
makes
forest.
sense.
And people in caves are suspicious.
All I want is the posts
Four.
for serious play. Why are you doing this to me?
Nice. Yeah, even with your, 24, I mean, he literally just seems like someone who's just, gathering people who are descendants of a city-state. Because they sent out a lot of criminals, and,
I mean, he's just like,
It's
is
the
this
reverse
guy
Australia
telling
program.
the truth? Like, the idea was, is this guy telling the truth? Is he
Yeah.
a threat? And Ash assumes no, but it's
Yeah.
just because Joy is so on edge.
Yeah.
He's, gonna, check, right? Sorry, I'm trying.
Yeah.
All I want to do is post the serious play D&D. And it's
Correct.
taking me a freaking half hour.
Yeah, so, we just figured, with all this stuff going on, we'll bring people back and let them learn magic if they want, or just figure out, their roots, and if they want to stay, they stay. If they want to go home, then we'll just send them back home.
Interesting.
Is this guy like the Inquisition?
No.
It's
Just
not
like
so.
Hogwarts.
No.
What
What's a
colors are he
Hogwarts?
Are
wearing?
you my owl?
Just kidding.
We already have them.
Oh shit, what kind of cats you got there?
Good ones.
I
And
believe
he'll-
they are displacer beasts.
He's gonna see if. Oh, that's a nat 1 in his animal handling check. So,
He gets bitten.
yeah, he's gonna.
Or they run away.
He's gonna.
No, they're pretty well trained at this point.
Yeah, so what
we
would
haven't
happen?
trained them to like people. We've trained them to follow our commands.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah,
well.
and they only know commands, but they don't necessarily listen all the time.
Right.
But
They're fucking kids.
We're still
Yeah.
we're still working on. I mean, they're still
Yeah.
babies.
yep. So Orion goes to reach out and pet one of the displacer cats, and what he does is he tries to pet one of the tentacles instead of the head. So what would Goose do when he's just completely petting it the wrong way, or maybe he
Tron
goes
is going
from
for
back
the
to-
tentacle.
Yeah.
The tentacle is going to wrap around his hand and squeeze.
Oh shit. Hey,
I'd like to think Goose is smart enough not to immediately start attacking it, but
Mm-hmm.
that's a big no-no.
Goose,
and then he'll pull
Goose.
his hand back and
sweetie, goose.
yeah, he just
I
yanks it
rolled
back.
I rolled a
Yeah.
23 animal handling check.
Yeah.
So just get Goose.
You distract Goose, and then he pulls his hand back.
Goose, all right.
And then and then Orion goes, so back to what I was saying. There's a circle that we know about, but we don't know the pattern of it. So they're sending me to get the pattern of the circle, write it down, and then go search around for people. I mean, wow, it's like finding sapphire in the fucking sands that you're a fucking artificer's
Those
kid.
gods
But
are at work.
well, maybe I don't
No,
know.
gods are definitely at work.
I don't know.
Our whole life is gods at fucking work.
Fair enough.
At least I'm okay with being God's work. I'm okay with this. You guys are not. I understand.
But yeah, so what direction are you heading? What brings you down here?
Finding a belt.
No. We were finding the commander attached to the belt.
The
No, finding
greatest
the belt.
warrior you'll ever meet.
The commander's
Well,
probably
that
dead.
sounds great. When do I get to meet him?
He's probably dead.
What?
Probably.
No, he's not dead.
Probably.
Everything dies.
If all 5 of us tried to fight the commander, we would all be dead.
How do you know that?
Because I have seen the commander fight. And I've seen you fight. And you are weaker than me, and I am much weaker than the commander.
Now you sound like me.
I love
But
it.
anyways,
I'm quite resourceful.
does anybody need their spells back? You feeling a little light?
Oh, give me Divine Smites back.
No.
Smites.
I can give you back spell slots. I don't if you have a spell slot you've expended, I can touch you and give you back a spell slot.
I mean, I could use a level 1.
Or level 1s. Yeah, level 2s.
Does anyone have anything above a level 2 that they've used? You have? You have a 3 that you've used or something?
2. I don't have 3 yet.
Okay.
Level 2s.
But have you spent any? Oh, you spent one? Alright, I will touch Travich.
Gotcha.
And we'll see what I have to roll a d4 to see what happens. But magical rules. I channel magic. I touch you on the forehead with one finger, and you gain back a level 2 spell slot, and I take 10 damage.
Jesus.
But it's cool.
Is it tingly?
Yes, it's definitely tingly. But now you got back a spell slot.
So you just send people off into the desert
He's like,
to like potentially live. Do you guys like getting like remorseful down there?
I don't know. It's not my call to make. I'm just a theater kid.
Your theater.
Yeah.
What does that even mean, a theater kid?
You know,
A
like
bard?
you never been to like a play and like seen a show?
I am the show.
Sure.
I am glad to be there. Do you fight? I fight.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I do fight. They call me like the ninja of the backstage because I can move real fast and, you know, they couldn't see me and I would move the sets real good.
So why do they send you?
Turn your short rest, I'm rolling.
He said because he's annoying.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I concur with this judgment.
But, I mean, I got trained with the bow and arrow, so, like, I'm good at fighting. I just, you know, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Feels.
I am fighter.
That's good for you.
I'm barbarian.
And he's.
So, what are all your names?
I am Travich.
Travich.
I am she who does not like caves.
This is Joy.
I thought you could make up any name you want whenever. I kind of like this new name. Don't like caves.
Okay. Guess we're calling her Don't Like Caves.
Alright, don't like
You
caves.
can still call me Joy, but you
Nope.
have to call
Not
me
anymore.
Don't
It's a
Like
dead
Caves.
name. I don't want a dead name.
Christ.
Jesus.
Christ. Alright, don't like caves. And what's your name?
Ash.
Nice to meet you, Ash.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, where's this belt you're going after?
It's on map.
Alright, let's see the map.
No. Don't show him the map.
He showed us our map. He shows us his. We should show ours.
He
ours.
didn't even
Tit
know
for tat.
we had a map when he showed us the map. But now, if he knows where the commander is,
Who cares? He's.
Apparently, the commander could take all 5 of us, and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But this guy's, he just suddenly pops up in caves.
You suddenly just popped into this world.
Make a persuasion check.
I will help with that.
28.
Maybe people who pop into places aren't so bad.
I ain't bad.
Some people who pop into place are bad.
Okay.
All right, we can show him the map. It's not like if he tries to take the belt, we'll just kill him.
I don't want your belt.
Yep.
And
You
then
will when you see
he'll compare his map to yours, and like he'll like make little like X marks on your map, just like comparing to his that just says like huge danger, pretty much. And he'll go, oh look, we're going in the same direction. Ain't that great?
So convenient.
Yup. Well, looks like you're all rested up. Let's get going. What's up?
It's just we keep getting traveling companions.
Yup.
Let's go.
What's the party marching
Cat,
order?
come here.
He goes first.
I'll go first.
Cat does not come here.
Cat, come here. Cat comes here.
I assume that
Let me get the
Travich should be
marching order
making
first.
survival
Come here.
checks.
What happened?
That's one.
Ash was like, Cat, come here. Cat didn't come.
Uh-huh.
So Franz was like, Cat, come here. Cat goes. So I said, Goose, come here, and I rolled a nat 20.
Nice.
So we're just switching cats. It's fine.
I love it.
I should be rolling history. It's history checks.
Oh,
I don't actually have survival checks and ruins. I just have history check.
But I mean, you know, I would say that you're the most fit to make the survival checks based on history because you know how underground things
That's fair.
work.
And you also have 2 maps at your disposal.
So that's kind of like having an advantage to some degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll make perception checks to look out for danger.
You look out for that danger.
Actually,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you sure you should be making that check?
I mean, this is what Joy would do.
I know.
Maybe Joy should be trying to sneak. Should not be so loud. Is anyone gonna tell her that she's really loud?
Nope.
All right, then
Oh,
she's not
no.
gonna try to sneak.
I think Orion would, though. Hey, horse lady, what's the clip clop clopping going on?
We could put like little bags over your feet.
I'll just try to walk
We need coconuts.
softer. I mean, I walk so much faster than you guys. If I just walk slowly, but yeah, because her half speed is Trevich's full speed. So she'll just try to. I'm just gonna try to move stealthily. Do I have a disadvantage or anything on the check?
I mean, does someone have something to make your like? They could wrap stuff around your feet? It'll just probably.
We were just trying at first just to move
Yeah,
stealthy,
but
just to
he's-
do a stealth
yeah.
check.
Does
See if I
he's
can
gonna
just
try
move
stealth.
my
Yes.
my hooves softly.
does
Yeah.
Joy doesn't like caves? Doesn't like caves have horseshoes?
That's a 14 on my stealth check.
Yeah, doesn't like caves have horseshoes?
No.
So
Probably-
that's clickety clackety then.
Yeah. We might want to consider it though, especially when we're on pavement. Like that's potentially could really harm your feet.
Suspension of disbelief.
Joy hasn't, Joy hasn't been in.
I'm saying we're starting to get more like urban. I'm just saying like
Yeah,
We
Joy,
might wanna-
Joy hasn't been to a city yet, so maybe.
yeah. Well, we're gonna. It depends on how long we're down here.
I
That could
just
really-
assume that it'll be okay, unless the DM says otherwise. You know, they're nature's
DM wants you to go to a
cavalry.
blacksmith, so you go to blacksmith to get some horseshoes.
I don't want to put horseshoes in my feet.
I mean, I heard it feels good for horses.
It's good for horses, but also
Like I feel like if
they can't really feel their hooves.
Yeah.
if Trevich was a minotaur, we wouldn't be having this discussion even though they have hooves too. And also,
Are you calling me speciesist?
no, tieflings also have hooves, and nobody ever talks about giving them
Some
horseshoes.
Okay, first of
do.
all, I didn't know tieflings have hooves.
Yeah.
I know
Not
all of them
have
do.
hooves.
No. I feel like
I
it's.
feel like a lot of the promotional images they have hooves.
And also, every single time I've ever
Most
played a
times I
character with
see
hooves, I have
tieflings in
considered whether or
promotional
not I'm going
images.
to get.
It's a serious thing.
I guess sometimes they have feet, sometimes they have hooves.
It depends on how much demon blood they got, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, what are we doing?
Let me get a survival check
I
Survival
got.
check. Can I now for
from who's ever doing the
I'm just
history.
doing my
History
stealth
check,
check,
okay.
which was stealth of 14.
But you should do the.
Which is pretty
perception
good.
check.
23 for percept.
so for history check, I just roll 1d2. Right. 1d20.
Fuck Bloomberg.
That's terrible. 6 plus
Why?
8
I was
Why?
taking lead if
is 14. So 15.
Well, what
Are we going this way?
you were doing
Going that way?
perception.
I was no, I decided to
Oh,
change that to
we're going
sneak.
this way.
So everyone else just is like sneaking or just walking like normal, and I'm just
Well, Joy should be first because she's
But she's not leading, right?
Joy, doesn't like caves. Yeah, I gotta remember that.
you can call me Joy. That's fine. I just want
No.
him to call me doesn't like caves.
It's very hard.
Who did a perception?
23.
Okay. You, as you're walking, following the map, you're noticing that it started like here and there, but the deeper you get into the tunnel system, above in character, you would know it's about a 2 days journey to the city that Orion was going to. It's another 3 days to where the belt is at a nearby like outpost of the city.
This isn't a live city of the dwarf? Or is it like, wait,
Dead.
okay, it's dead.
Yeah.
But it's still a city.
Yeah.
It's still a city. Okay.
Yep. What was I gonna say? So like here and there, not little holes. They were big holes, but they've been collapsed in the walls, from the ceilings, underneath.
From the
But-
window.
To the walls!
Goddamn. But as you're going deeper and deeper, now there's more and they're bigger, and now instead of being old looking, they seem pretty fresh. And then you also see these mounds. What was I gonna say? like not necessarily like trap looking, but like a loose earth that's just been like moved over. So yes, it could be a trap, but I'm not saying it looks like a laid out trap necessarily.
Just above
But-
table, doesn't matter. Fronds, like burial mounds.
What?
Like burial mounds.
Sort of,
Okay.
yeah.
But they look fresh-ish.
Fresh-ish.
Yeah,
But
okay, I
these
get what
holes are fresh as shit.
So things have been here.
Yep.
Can I make a maybe nature check? No, something. Well, it was a crit fail. Doesn't matter what I rolled.
hmm
My, well, fine. Yet
What's
rustic
everyone else
architecture.
doing? Do you,
Oh.
do you point this out?
They're humps. I relay all that to
hmm
everybody.
They're humps.
Lovely
humps?
lady
Are they?
humps.
Yeah.
Check them out.
Should I like try to smash one open?
No. Well,
Don't smash open. Might be dwarven graves.
Or it might be like kobold graves, which would
Or
not.
kobold graves.
Or goblins.
Yeah. Oh fuck. If we have to deal with or God forbid gnomes.
Hmm.
I don't
I
know
hope
what's
we're gonna
worse.
deal with goblins. I was never gonna use my goblin language.
Hmm.
Ooh. Just feeding things politely to the DM.
Oh, so
I
these
speak
mounds.
abyssal.
That's what abyssal just sounds like. Guttural noises. So these mounds are like over here. Or are these mounds?
The ones with the little like these are mounds, these are holes.
Do it on the daily.
Why there's
Are
so many
they-
like holes here?
Can I use knowledge? I don't know. Are the holes in the mounds match up? So the mounds are about the same amount of dirt that goes in the holes.
Just with the perception that like Franz would have helped with, nah.
Okay. Okay.
Well, let's just keep like going.
I suppose.
We've got a long way to go. Didn't Orion say that?
I just wanted to stay in
Didn't Orion say like it's like 2 days? Do we really want to like be stopping for stuff?
I mean, is there any reason not to stop for stuff?
That's a good. I don't know.
All right.
I have no reason why to stop.
I'll go up to.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I'm torching it up this whole time. By the way,
What do you mean?
I have a torch.
Oh,
I can't,
yeah.
I'm on dark
Okay.
vision, so I'm
Yep.
gonna walk up to one of the holes.
Which one?
The biggest one, the one that I
Okay.
could maybe fit into, and I'm gonna light another torch and drop it into the hole and look inside.
All right. I'm gonna text you something.
Should I make a perception check or anything?
Nope.
Okay. $10.
All right. Give me 1 second. Gotta pull this back up. Can you roll me 1 second? A D8.
1.
All right. You all see Joy just drop a torch down the hole and just like look in and just keeps looking in
And the drums start.
and pause. Let's roll for initiative.
Do I roll for initiative?
Mhm.
22.
Am I incapacitated?
Nope. There is a surprise round involved. So I did like this sort of surprise round in terms of like Joy. Well, we'll deal with this in a second.
I just need because if you're surprised that you're kind of aren't incapacitated, so that's why I need to know if I have it. I just need to know if I have
Right.
advantage. So
You're
that's-
not. You just lose your turn. So like the kind of pre-surprise round.
All right.
You lost the ability to do something, but now it is a surprise round.
Yes. About second surprise round.
15.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
I don't know about you. Not feeling.
Ash.
20.
Travich.
6.
All right.
I'm a very slow dwarf.
Well,
It's okay.
depending on what Joy did, she could have gotten like extra thing, like she could have like done damage or something beforehand or whatever. But so first up, this one crawls out over here.
Oh my
And
god.
you see this. 1 second.
Oh my god, those muscles.
Yep.
What is that anatomy?
Take them out
The
of there, please.
thing.
Just
You see
tell them to go.
a huge
Maybe.
insectoid monster with huge pincers and like exoskeleton.
I don't like this.
I just found out Ash does not like bugs.
5, 10, 15.
It's not a
20.
bug. It's actually an
25.
insect.
Shut the fuck up.
And it is going to make 2
It's like an
attacks at
entomology
you.
class once. It was
That's
weird.
cool.
So
Or
wait.
3 rather.
Bugs are
Sorry.
actually
I
very
You were
just-
not
I'm
surprised.
just trying.
Entomology?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand.
What did you
Yep.
say?
Entomology.
So that thing.
Entomology, okay.
So
I had
Yep.
thought you had something else,
okay.
but I was
So it just
confused.
has a higher
Because I
initiative
had
roll
asked.
than me.
Yes.
Could've
Okay,
That's
then
not
that
right.
makes sense. All right.
Yep.
I'm just trying to.
Because there's one that you're looking at right now that has not gone yet.
Okay.
So first one is going to be
I'm not going
17
to
to
get down
hit.
with the
This is
sickness.
on
Boo. Yeah, that is.
Second attack will be
Sure.
another 17 to
Worth it.
hit. Oh no, sorry,
Ooh.
16 to hit.
It's worth it.
That's my
I
AC.
would go see
Okay.
Destructive Concert.
And then third attack will not
I
hit.
feel like it would be a good concert.
So it'll hit you for
Going to Ramstein in September.
10, 17, 22 slashing damage.
11.
No, I'm not raging.
Yep.
That was really sad.
It is now
Two
your
brothers.
turn. I'm going
Two
to
brothers.
say
the cellist.
Ash had a higher initiative than me, or was this
Surprise
we're
round.
still in the
Surprise
surprise
round,
round.
And I have a higher initiative.
Oh no, is
You
that
see-
actually an ice giant?
no, no,
I
no.
would like.
God.
I
You
would
see,
like.
so you're staring at one down there. I need you to make
No, I- you
another
missed it.
charisma saving throw.
I ran from the
4.
butt end of the
Roll a
architecture
d8.
building to 5th floor, coming back in 6
4.
minutes. Because I had to grab
You do
something for my
nothing.
class.
Okay.
So ever since then, I'm just
Then
I'm still
next
like my
up
body is still just
is
like.
Oh my.
So what you're saying is you have
could-
asthma,
I
not
don't even
cold.
think I could do
No,
that.
well, cold
Okay,
air
so
and lungs
here-
don't go well together.
Mhm.
and you see a
Also,
I was
third
just-
one.
Jesus
Conversion.
Christ!
good thing I took that short rest, eh?
Yep.
Good thing I have one
And,
second of a spell slot left, eh?
3 attacks on you. Dirty 20. Higher than that. And another dirty 20.
Yep, that'll hit.
Hey Orion,
One,
you said you could fight, right?
5, 6 plus 15, 21 points of damage.
Across all 3.
Across all 3.
Okay.
And now we are out of surprise round. Franz, you're up. 1 second.
10,
Yeah.
15, 20, 25.
Okay.
Fine, that's fine. That's fine. It's all fine. I'll just dash up. Okay, Sova, help me.
And you're going after the gray one,
Yeah.
or the metal one, rather.
Yeah, the one I'm in front of.
Okay.
Oh, look at his muscle. He's
Does a 17 hit?
Nope.
Fuck.
Yup.
Okay, well, you know,
Oh wait.
that's my turn.
Cool.
Okay. Ash, it is your turn. You were more than 30 feet away from them.
No, I was exactly 30 feet.
Well, then if you're exactly 30 feet, then I need a charisma saving throw before you moved.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Did I need to make a charisma saving throw?
You were further away than that.
Nat 20.
Okay, so then you act as normal.
So yeah, we're gonna have to power through these.
Yup.
Where's this guy? He's right here.
Yeah, that's true.
Right there.
Cool. They're large. Medium.
Yep,
And in
large.
charge.
Sweet. In that case,
So large takes up 4 squares.
28 and 22.
Both hit. Surprisingly, the 28 misses. Could you
Okay,
imagine?
I'll fucking die. All right. Kill them faster or give other people more ability to hit stuff.
Kill them faster.
Okay.
Just so we can figure out kind of like health pool and stuff. Metagaming!
It's fine.
Oh, that is
Fuck.
sad.
That is so sad.
It's up.
Oh, it is? It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle.
Well, I noticed her putting
30.
it onto the battle map before
Mhm.
initiative started. I was like, oh, shit's going down.
Yep.
I just didn't say anything.
You should have. I prepared myself.
33rd day.
No, it's a surprise. That's why there's a surprise round.
How much damage?
Surprising 30.
Nice. All right. It is now that one's turn.
How
And-
many turns are away from me?
A lot.
Okay, I'm gonna use the
1,
restroom
2,
then.
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
I
You're
just
good.
want to know that I wasn't gonna.
Okay, 1 second. Yeah, right now Joy is doing nothing, so they are going to make 3 attacks at you, Ash.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Sentinel but I'll let you figure that out first.
Yep. What's that disadvantage? Or you?
No, it's just a regular roll.
Okay, and you use your reaction, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah. Well,
But it's solved after all that's done.
sure. So dirty 20, 24.
Dirty 20
and-
doesn't hit.
Okay, and then 13 plus 8.
That's
21.
21
Thanks.
doesn't hit.
Okay, so it hits you once.
And I rolled a 19.
Nice. That will hit. Wow. Pitiful damage. That's 6.
It's good because I already have damage on me.
Nice.
15, 18, 22,
Love that
20,
22.
3, 29 damage for
Nice.
Sentinel. And their speed is now reduced to...
Nice.
No, wait. Yeah.
It is Joy's turn. What does she do?
Does
Kill it.
Joy know what is happening the last 2 rounds?
I don't know. So, if she does not know, then she would need to make 3 charisma saving throws.
Well, how about instead, I'm just going to make an intelligence check for Joy with the DC in my head if Joy knows what's going on.
Okay.
Alright, I think that's high enough. Joy is going to close her eyes
Mm-hmm.
and she is going to rage.
Uh-huh.
Let me
Good
go.
call!
Surprise.
That's a 7, which is the worst.
Yup.
So Shadows over my weapon. Woo! Nothing happens. But I take half damage. That's the important thing.
Yup.
And then I'm going to recklessly attack.
But your eyes are closed. So.
But I know that they're all around me. And
averting your eyes would require disadvantage if I'm not.
you get. That's what I'm recklessly attack, so I have disadvantage, and so I have disadvantage because I'm blind. Reckless attack, I goes up to just straight
Right,
roll.
but I saw 2d20, so I thought that you were rolling with
You're
advantage.
right. I was just picking up 2d20s because I'm gonna make 2 attacks.
Okay, sounds
And instead, I think she would go for the one that's coming out of the hole because
Okay.
that's the one she was staring at for so long.
good. Sounds good.
And so straight rolls. That's going to be a 16 and 17 on the dice. So
Both will hit.
yeah. So that's and she's not sadly doing the weapon master thing because
Mhm.
it wouldn't be that good. So that'll be 2 plus 8, 10. 3 fucking D12s.
Christ.
I fucking hate D12s.
2d6 are so much better.
So 11 plus 10, so 21 damage as I smash into it twice,
Mhm.
and that'll be my turn.
All right.
But seriously, fucking D12s.
I
Like,
actually really like rolling these
I love
but they are not as
D12s.
good as 2d6.
I just hate rolling like a 2 and then a 3, and then a 2 and then a 3, like a couple rounds in a row. It's just like, if you were to roll 2d6, the chance of rolling a 2 is so low, right? Because you have to roll double ones. It's the
And
1
you're
in
also
36 chance.
never guaranteed to just do 1 damage.
Yeah.
So it's going to
I
make 3
dropped
attacks
this.
at you, Joy,
Alright.
for 11.
Advantage on all of them.
All right. So
Fun.
let's just
Got this.
6.
I mean, it would have had advantage anyways because I'm blind, because my eyes
Yeah.
are closed. So it actually doesn't.
All right. So
Just roll this. Basically, they're all gonna hit. Just see if any of them.
yeah.
Crit.
Nope. None crit. So that's
I'm
going
make
to
up some
be.
custom feats for my
1
character.
second. I'll let you
One
know
custom feat.
at the end.
Because 5e does not have enough. Let's help my friend.
32 slashing.
Is that halved already?
That is not half
Ash
already.
will be
Alright,
doing that
so
all
16.
The time.
Yep.
Well, like.
And then
especially
next
if I
up
can find
is Orion,
You only get
who
advantage, so you can only
does
get
not
plus
know
2,
what's
which
going
is
on right now, so
advantage.
he's gonna do a charisma saving throw and pass.
Like there's nothing.
Good.
to
Isn't he
Right.
within range for
Getting in the
multiple?
way.
And
Oh, yeah, you're
you
right.
said that you were going to make
You are
me do
correct.
multiple. So
So, alright, so he fails. Let's roll a d8 and see what he does. That's a 4. Second 4 means, I think he does nothing. Yep,
Jeez,
they
I
do
was
nothing.
ripped.
Your sweater is epic.
I know, I love it. Next up is the gray one, who is going to make 3 attacks at you, Joy.
Do it.
The metal one
Yep. So one
or
second.
the dark one?
The dark one. So there's metal and gray, so.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
4, 7, 11.
why did you roll
Okay.
3 dice?
He makes 3 attacks.
All of them at advantage.
Yeah, so I rolled it. So the lowest would be a 21.
I assume they all hit.
Yeah,
If there's
and
nat
one's a
20,
nat
make sure to
20.
do the crit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's like I have a low AC and all attacks against me have advantage. Like,
Right.
you know, everything's going to hit me. So
Yeah.
that's got nothing to do with the numbers at that point. I trust you to just tell me that I got hit. Unless, like, you roll a 1 and it's like a 1 and a 2. Otherwise, it's going to hit me.
39.
All right.
That's pre.
I'm down.
Okay.
I mean, they got like 3 rounds on me
I
before
know.
I could rage, so
I know.
you know.
Travich, you just watched Joy.
Oh wait! Can we roll to see if I fall down the hole?
Sure.
All right.
Fall down the hole. Don't fall down the hole. You're
I
gonna
mean,
break
do you
all
want
your
to
horse
roll it, or do
legs.
you want to? What am I?
I don't
rolling?
want to put down a horse.
Like I assume it's like a
I don't know if I
a
can do
chance, a
that.
complete chance. So like you know.
Sure,
Ash
roll a
could.
d100.
D100.
That is
Okay.
something to think about it.
We'll
It's
roll.
really, really bad.
24.
You don't fall in the hole.
Damn. That would have been cool.
No, it would not have been cool.
I want to fall down a hole.
There is no way in
Travich.
hell that all of us could get you
Joy
up.
is down. Where are you?
I'm over there. I'm over
3
yonder.
charisma saving throws.
Don't worry.
Oh, good.
Don't worry. My magic still flows
Do I
through
have-
you.
Everyone or just Reed?
Just Travich.
Ah, haha! I have +8 to my charisma saving throws.
Wait, don't
Naturally, he's going to.
Do we have
I
an
forgot.
aura
Oh, he does nothing.
around you that gives us +4 to saving throws?
Or around me.
That's what I'm asking.
Within 10 feet. Within 10.
We're in 10 feet. Hell yeah!
What?
We get +4 to our saving throws when we're up.
Saving throws equal to my charisma mods. Yeah, so you get +4.
Wait. So was I getting all those?
Nope, you're
No,
not
you were
10 feet.
you were not within 10
Oh,
feet
okay.
of me.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Because that would have sucked.
Three, right?
Yes.
So I took all that damage because I failed the charisma saving
That
throws,
was
which
an
is totally reasonable. I have a +0.
So I've
Just tell me
got
what the
12.
lowest one is.
Lowest one was 16.
Wait until I have to
That's
start
a
making wisdom saves.
9. Sorry. Just
No, this was.
I have
this
a
was an 8.
-3 wisdom save.
Okay.
It was on the dice, but it was straight, so I called it, and then I moved it, and it moved. It was an 8.
Second. Let's see what saves. All right. What do you do?
Oh, so it's saved?
Mhm.
Oh, sweet. Cool. Well,
Smite them.
I shall smite them.
Use it with the
Yeah.
last vestige of magic.
We need
from
to
me in
kill
this
that
world.
one. Like we need to kill one really quickly.
Oh, I guess I could have
If
owl
we don't,
skulled.
we're
I
fucked.
still haven't
Yeah.
used that item today.
Actually, yeah, Dravich, you need to kill that silver one like now.
So, to be perfectly honest, Joy is our tank, and without her, we're fucked. So,
Go to the silver one and please.
Lay on Hands comes back after a long rest, right?
Yeah.
I thought so.
Just smite the fuck out of it.
Smite.
Smite.
It'll be okay. You're all tanky.
we're not. Though.
Uh,
Do you
I'm kind of
remember?
AC in the
Yeah.
20s.
Yeah.
Paladin
AC in the
with
20s, but
plate
I came
armor,
into this battle
rogue with uncanny
But I
dodge. I know
came
you don't
into
have
this
it
battle
right
battle
now.
with 24,
I'll have it next
24
turn.
points of damage on me.
Yeah.
Ah.
Wait, you have 24 health left, or you have 24 points just taken?
No.
I
No.
have 30 now, but I
What?
came
Yeah,
in
that'll hit.
with
21.
24.
I will
Already
smite
taken
with a
out,
level
yeah.
2.
Mm-hmm.
So that is
I mean, I'm only
2d8,
taking 6, but
another d8,
Yeah.
second d8, a third.
if they all hit.
Are they undead by chance?
Kelly and I were talking about AC last night, so I did the
Yeah.
calculations for
I'm gonna
if
do
you,
this.
for +0 to +3 weapons, hitting a creature between 15, 20, and 25 AC,
Mm-hmm.
and between 15 and 25 AC, like the average damage you can expect to do in a round drops by like a quarter. And so like having 22 AC, the effective damage they can do is really, really low.
14, 26.
Nice.
Nice. Smite that fucker.
They're not doing well, but they're still up.
I missed one, unfortunately.
Franz.
Oh, the bonus action, I'm going to put
Oh,
a shield on
pause.
myself.
Okay. 3 charisma saving throws.
That's okay for the
Oh
bonus
my god,
action.
thank God for the plus, because I have +2, they got a +4. The lowest, I got 2 16s and an 18.
All right, on the dice.
No,
Alright.
that was with all the modifiers.
Okay, where's the +2 from?
My charisma modifier.
Oh, okay, never mind. Oh no, because I know that you have the cloak of protection, which gives you +1 to all of your saves. So I'm not sure if
I'm
you've been.
forgetting that.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
god.
when you said +2, I was like, that's only a +1. But no, you're fine.
I love like when like it's not a character's main attribute. It's like kind of there's an assumption that it's like you couldn't have +2 in that. You don't
no,
care
no.
about charisma. No, that's how
Yeah.
I would feel
Oh,
too.
I thought
Like,
it was just +1 to AC. I didn't know it was +1 to saving throws. Well, I
Yeah.
need to modify some stats.
yeah, those cloaks are really, really powerful.
Anyway, so give me 1 second to do that. My Gucci mama.
Yeah, so that's a bonus action.
3 all saving throws. That's so fucking good.
Yep.
Cool. Okay,
So what do you do?
I'm gonna try to hit it.
Okay.
Got 19 on the die.
Yep.
Cool. Bonus action. I'm gonna summon my cool sword, and then I'm gonna try to fuck this thing hard. Booming blade. Let's go. Okay, that's not great. 6, 12, 15, 18, 25, 31.
How do you want to do it?
I want to slice off both of its mandibles and then go straight through the gaping maw. And then for my action,
You mean movement?
yeah.
All right.
Maybe that'll help. I don't know.
Ash, I need some charisma saving throws from you. 2 of them.
You +4.
Yeah, a lot.
Because you're a fucking bard.
Yeah,
Just know what the lowest one is.
Charisma.
20
You're good.
something. 26?
You are good.
This is the one Joy was hitting before, right?
The blue one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Nope.
Sadness.
Not even kind of.
Shout out to the 2 crew.
Oof.
I'm gonna use action surge, I guess.
Nice. So defeated.
Okay, 1 hits.
No, because green is first, so we'll
Oh,
see.
fuck.
17 does not hit, right?
No, it does not. Joy, I need a death save from you.
Yep.
That's so sad.
18 on the dice, so that'll save, I think.
Alright.
DC first saves like 25. Like, oh, you didn't pass the DC.
See, what's
To
the...
save a death save? I mean,
Oh no. it's
death
just-
save should
it's-
just be a d20.
The
Nothing else.
one is going to just move up the rest of the way
Mm-hmm.
and make 3 attacks at you.
Mm-hmm.
painful.
Yep.
I was in the add your constitution to the death save
Well, that's
until I
good
realized that
because
if you
2
use
of
that,
them
like,
are definitely going to
+4
miss.
and
The
con,
last one will be a
you'll
24.
never
Hits.
get three death saves before it.
Wow, it rolled a 1 and a 2 on you, so that's 7 damage.
You're just
Yeah.
gonna, you know.
That's good.
Yep. And then next
Good
up is
thing.
Orion, who's going to... Let's see.
Blue or gray?
Hmm?
Blue or gray?
Oh, no, he can't,
Oh, he's
Orion-
lawnmower.
What?
Nothing. I don't
Okay.
know. I'm gonna shut up.
Orion's making charisma saving throws and not getting them. But
No,
let's see
within
what he
10 feet.
does.
What's
That's
this
a
class by
6.
chance?
I'm not telling you.
I'm just curious.
On a 5 or 6, takes an action, but move it.
You
Uses
did
all
my
of his
shoe,
movement
so
to move in a
if you
random
get too far,
direction.
I see it.
So
Away from the creature, though, right?
Well,
no
why don't-
random direction.
Why don't we roll
Random
D8?
direction.
Yep.
And then
So
that'll
north. Yeah.
So 7
Daka.
is north. So it'll be going that way.
Okay. Move him 60 feet. Actually, 90.
Goodbye, Orion.
Fucking rogues, they can move so
Yeah.
fast,
Orion
but
or
not as fast
O'Reilly?
as a centaur.
Orion.
Orion.
Um,
A centaur rogue
next up
can
is
move
the gray
150
one.
feet in a turn.
I think a monk is
who
Oh, no, 120,
is
never mind.
going to
Eat me.
Nom, nom,
I know, but how is Travich looking?
The beach is looking decent.
All right,
Pull me into the hole.
that's exactly what it's going to do. Let me just see. Let me just have it do a
It has
strength
to be
check.
pretty strong, but I want
It has very good strength stats, so it's gonna make a strength check.
Do you just not like your centaur?
No, I love Joy. She's one of my favorite characters I've ever made.
And 5, 10. It gets there, just kind of pushes Joy into the hole, and then they disappear.
It pushed me into the hole, so I fell?
Yeah.
Do I take falling damage when I
Well,
land?
we'll deal that in chat.
Okay.
I don't want the players to know. Like, they just see the thing just push you down and go right in.
That's why you don't burn
Tasty
horses.
meal, a lot of calories in a
Yeah.
horse lady. That's all I'm going to say about that. That's at
Travich,
least
it is
20
your turn.
McDoubles
Well then,
worth of horse.
And if not, no, it's definitely more.
I like all food being compared in levels of McDouble.
let me double check something. That's level 1 spell.
I believe in you.
Why not? What else do I have? Travich will give you a health potion.
Okay.
And then run down the hole.
How much movement? Pause.
Yeah, do I need to roll charisma?
Why would you roll charisma?
Okay.
They started within 30
Oh,
feet
yeah,
of
yeah,
one
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
before you do any of that,
Let me roll charisma.
Yeah.
That's 18
okay,
on the
you're good.
dice, yeah.
on the dice.
So,
That's 26.
Plus, you're awesome.
So,
Yeah.
this is
And
my
there's
plan.
so many things wrong with it, but it's really funny.
I'm going to use my channel divinity, which gives me an advantage in all strength and dexterity checks for the next 10 minutes.
uh-huh.
And I'm going
Is
to
that
go
an
down the
action
hole.
to use?
It's
Oh,
an action.
pause.
It's an
Okay.
action to use.
Yeah, so you can only move
As a bonus
25
action.
feet. Well, because you
I mean, 50, right?
Yeah.
No, because
you
I
gave the
could.
potion to
Is potion
Ash.
a bonus action?
Well, you have to
No.
pull it out, and it's an
That's
action.
it's an
yeah.
action.
It's an action? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it to you, and then I'm going to do my movement.
Okay. I mean, Ash has healing that he can use, and
Oh.
we know that. So.
Oh, that's fair. I forgot
Yeah.
that you have it. So
I
I'll
also,
give you
I also think you could also, I think it would be fair to use a free action to just drop a potion on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
But it was
yeah.
just giving it, like,
Yeah.
if
To
you're-
give
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
to somebody might be an action.
Yeah.
Although,
based on the
then
mechanics
again-
of 5e, I'd say just drop it on the ground. And you know Ash
Yeah.
will get it if he needs it.
Because it's
Yeah.
also a free action to pick something
Like,
up.
because
Right.
you can drop it and be like, potion on the ground, and then run.
Potion on the
so-
ground. Goodbye.
5e is so
Yeah.
stupid sometimes. Like the lack
Well,
of
like,
a trip
you have to
feature.
kind of, you have to think about this more in terms of
I'm
like,
so mad that that's not a thing.
like the way that I'm kind of imagining is like Ash is like engaged in combat with
That's
this
true.
giant mandible
Right.
thing. Like, how are you gonna hand
That's
Ash
fair.
something? But like
So
throwing a
like-
like, potion on the ground makes sense.
So
You
he
know.
gives, sets it, not throws it because it's glass, presumably.
Is message in action?
He just
Yes.
puts it down, and
Mhm.
then he does his Peerless Athlete, and then as his action is going to run after.
Okay, tell me your movement on your what did I miss?
The thing is your action.
Nothing.
right?
I
He
want to
wasn't
know.
supposed to see
It's a
it. He
bonus
wasn't
action.
even
Bonus
supposed to
action.
see
That's a
it.
lot better than
know.
Yeah.
The fuck did I miss?
You will know in a minute.
So action dash.
But it's not happening because it didn't happen.
So you're doing your action dash, right?
Action dash.
So
I'm
5, 10,
I am
15,
I mean,
20,
going
25,
after
it is.
30. So you have 20 feet of movement
I
from
feel like you
there.
could just stare at me.
Yep.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
What's gonna happen
So
right now?
35.
Now, when you get to that 35, just so you know, because you would see this going into the hole.
Yeah.
You see the Umber Hulk crawling back up.
Okay.
So like it drops. So like it's too big for you to
Chop
go
on its
down the hole.
head.
Like it's too big for you to go down necessarily.
You could just jump on it.
Just give me a quick what's it called? Intelligence check.
Intelligence check. Pow! 5, 6.
Yeah.
I I mean, here's the thing. I'm not gonna give you much with that roll,
Yeah.
but I mean, Joy's making death saves, and her taking that damage is not good. So
Yeah.
you can't fit into the hole with it right now.
How deep is the hole?
15 feet.
So it's 15
So we should probably
feet.
put the Hulk
Yeah.
back there, right?
Yeah.
To like kind of signal
And
that.
so it's climbing back up.
Yeah.
Jump on its head.
That's. I mean, all you have is movement because she's already used the dash. She had to
Yeah,
use dash
just
to
right.
get
jump
to the
on its
precipice.
head.
You're like dead, right? Like you like died.
No.
right?
No.
I'm death
Unconscious.
Fully
saves.
dead?
I'm death saves.
But we don't know that. I mean, she's down a hole.
Yeah, you just see me get dragged down.
I'm
my
going to
horse
jump
body.
on its head.
You heard?
The
You definitely
last-
heard a. Poof.
The last
'Cause, like, I fell-
conversation that Ash had with Joy about dying was to leave you dead.
How
That's
much do you
true.
weigh?
That's true.
That's a
that-
good question.
but not dead
I
yet.
don't know.
So.
Not
I don't actually have it listed. Let me just look up dwarf attributes.
ass tributes.
Because here's, give me, you know what? This is what happens when you roll a 5.
Yep. Consequences.
There are consequences to both actions and dice rolls.
And it's important as a player to recognize the
So-
result of
So
a bad roll.
dwarf Hill, he's a mountain dwarf actually. So he's 130 pounds plus 2d4 times 2d6. This is probably why I did not do it because I did not want to do the math. Let me just quickly So 2d4 is
So let me just
Nope.
describe this like,
6.
yeah.
So he's 142.
But you've got plate armor on.
I
as
got
well.
plate armor on.
Yeah.
This is so fucking good.
All right.
Why not?
What are you trying to accomplish with jumping on his head?
To I don't know.
Deal damage.
Deal damage, probably knock it out.
Okay.
Wait. Where did he go?
What?
He ran. Orion ran. He's fucking
I'm sorry. I forgot. And I was like, hold on. What the fuck is going on?
Where did the other guy go?
Fucker's
It's
really
going.
useful in a
Okay,
fight.
so here's what I'm gonna say.
Okay.
You can either
No longer scared of him at all.
you can either jump
Okay.
on him to stop him,
Okay.
or make it more difficult for him to come back up, or you could jump on him with the. Actually, there's no way you could just jump and like choose what the thing is.
Cannonball!
Just cannonball.
Yeah.
Just you know, roll like an acrobatics or athletics check to see what
The
happens.
flavor of
Athletics.
this is so
Aha!
good.
And I have advantage. That's why I use my. That's why I use my stealth ability.
Yep.
All right, that's 17 on a die with my athletics, which is
Probably very good.
If you're proficient.
plus 8, so 25.
It is going to contest that.
Contest my 25.
Still got a 23.
Aha!
Still a
So
success.
you just roll a d8.
Roll a D8. Any pluses or anything? Just D8.
Just a d8.
1.
All right. You
Ooh.
deal 1 damage.
Your butt is worth 1 damage.
What?
It's like you're in the
And-
club and you're grinding, and the person you're grinding with just kind of like shuffles back a little bit too forcibly. I think that's like 1 damage.
and you
You're wearing a belt, and they get like right into your belt. You're like, ah!
Paper cuts.
you cause it to fall down into the hole.
On top of Joy.
Death fail.
Okay.
Did she get a death fail from falling down?
Yeah.
So it's 2. Okay.
Don't
I mean,
worry,
you
Joy.
can't fail because of the house rule, but
What do you mean you can't fail?
with their con modifier on top
It's
of
possible. Franz, it's your turn.
cool. I'm gonna use my dash. 'Cause I don't need to make a Christmas saving throw.
You're right.
My plan worked out.
My
Stab
con
that
is plus
fucker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to
I have
attack it.
booming blade, or you know, but
Mhm.
19 on the die.
That'll hit.
Cool.
why wasn't I born a fighter? every time a 19. Why wasn't I born a champion fighter?
8,
That was the worst heat check that could have
14,
possibly.
16, 24, 7,
Don't worry.
35,
I can heal you.
Okay.
35.
Okay.
All right.
But I have a feeling that guy in the hole is going to want to attack because it just fell on top of him.
Ash, it is your turn.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Well, the
The
green
first
is...
one will probably hit 23.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's your charisma save, right?
Oh.
Oh yeah, charisma saves.
You only need to do 1, though.
Yeah.
You were in
I mean, those were intended to be attacks, so I would say keep those as the attacks.
Yeah,
and then
so
just make
give
the
me
charisma
a
savings.
charisma save.
2, 1.
One. That thing's down in a hole.
Yeah.
Well, is it within? Oh yeah, you have to be able to see it.
Yeah.
So.
15. Yeah, 15.
That just saves. So, keep doing your damage.
Kill it.
So you hit the first one?
Yeah, hit the first. Hey, what's number 1? Cool. Better.
That's a good damage roll.
It's a very good damage roll.
It's 20.
Yeah, and 25.
Math is hard.
25?
25.
Nice.
That's why I didn't want to calculate his weight because I didn't feel like doing
Alright.
it.
Joy. That's safe.
Which one of the 4 dice should kill me?
No!
You're not gonna die.
Don't worry, I have Revivify.
Do you have a diamond?
We'll go with pure white. I'm dead.
Woo! Why did you
Natural
do
2.
this?
What did you...
Are we gonna have our first real death?
We might. Next up is the Blue Umber Hulk, who is going to...
Me?
Yeah, it's gonna go after you, actually.
Perfectly fair.
Yeah, because I was thinking,
Oh, can I describe my death for a sec, just to give it a little
Go
bit
for
more?
it.
Yeah,
dramatic
for
thing?
sure. Let's put a little time on this.
So after the Umber Hulk falls down, you hear just like sound from Joy, and then like there's like you hear some heavy breathing, and like you pull up your hand with the radiant energy to because you're within touching distance, and then you hear the last breath come out. Like it's like heavy breathing, and then it just suddenly stops.
You just hear
Why did
you hear a
want
mighty
to
neigh.
kill Joy?
I didn't do anything that caused this. I was just playing my character.
Yeah.
I will say,
like what was I
this
supposed to do?
one
Like
rolled-
run away when I got hit by the Umber Hulks? Like
Yeah. 3 attacks
no
on
one rolled a
Franz.
nat 1 before.
this one.
21,
This one is
24,
like
and
the
definitely
one
not
dice
enough.
I've used. The
I'm just gonna
I mean,
shield. So I'm at 25.
Sometimes it rolls
Okay,
well.
so all 3 will
You know.
miss.
Like it's
Then
fine.
we're at
I
Orion.
wouldn't roll.
Who-
I rolled a 1. That should be
Cool.
At the same
Um,
time.
These are my 2 favorites.
Can you put
so I wanted
him,
to I rolled the last
just
two with
like
the
at the
blue,
edge of the
so
map?
or the last one with the blue, so I switched it to my white.
And then you hear like from the distance, like behind like a stalactite.
I just,
What
like,
the fuck is going on? And then he's gonna fire at him and hit.
Is it stalactite or stalagmite the one on the ceiling?
I think that I don't know. I just
I thought it was
chose
mite because it's like mightily hanging up there.
Oh.
I don't know. I remember I knew
Stalactite.
that at one time, but then I'm not a
Oof.
geologist.
1 second. So you watch him pull back, aim real good, and do 40 points of damage.
Is it
and
dead?
knock out this
Okay.
one here.
Blue knocked out. It could come back.
We're still in combat. Woo!
Yup. And next
Remember
up
last week when I
Stalagmites
rolled
on
the
the
nat
floor.
20 and
is
came back?
the Grey Umber Hulk, who is going to make all 3 attacks on you, Travis.
Zdravich!
That was like the 6th death
What?
save I made today, by the way.
Right. Oh yeah.
Because
She
like,
just kept dying.
30, 20, 23, and not enough.
I don't.
What's your AC?
My AC's 20.
Okay. So then I'll
Two
hit you
dead.
twice.
Yeah, because I don't have concentration. Because shield. Actually, did I have a lost concentration? Because I had shield faith up for 10 minutes.
does your channel or divinity require concentration?
No.
Good.
So that means I was at 22.
Alright, so only one
So only
hits.
one hit, yeah.
So then 12 damage.
Okay, I will take that 12 damage.
And then next up, it is you.
Is there anything I can do at all?
No. I mean, except attack.
I mean, I can attack. I'm gonna attack.
Oof.
That's a 1.
You smack Joy's dead body.
Nope. Don't hit him at times. So, pass turn.
Alright. Franz. Oh wait, pause. Just give me a charisma save, because I forgot.
That's 19.
Okay.
Fuck. I rolled an insight check to see how Franz would like negotiate the fact that 2 people fell into a hole.
Yeah, who's in the hole right now?
I'm in the hole.
Travich and Joy. I guess like Franz would walk over to the hole and just like peek his head over and go, "Hello." Can I see down the hole?
You'd
Yeah.
probably hear the
It's only
chinks
15 feet deep.
from
Oh.
my axe hitting stone.
Hello. How are you doing down there?
If you just like
Fighting an Umber Hulk. Like,
Fighting an Umber Hulk.
These things are happening right. It's not like 6 seconds happens and time stops, right? So you see as as you cross the precipice, right? You're smashing into the thing. Or
No, I like that
about
it's-
to smash.
I like the
into thing.
turn-based RPG where just people are just bouncing like a fraction. I guess like
Oh,
okay.
you've done something. My turn.
I'm gonna throw my Shadow Blade at it, I guess. Plus 9. 24.
That'll hit.
Cool. And I get sneak attack because you're right next to it.
I am indeed right next to it.
Do one more. 8, 12, 18, 23, 28 points of ouchies.
All right. Ash, what do you do?
As a bonus action, I'm going to recall my blade. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. How's Joy doing down there?
He is fighting an Umber Hulk. He's not gonna talk to you.
Yep.
Sorry.
I'll have Orion
How
take his turn.
Yeah.
big is the hole? Is it 15? Is it
20, 25, 30.
is it 10 by 10, or is it like more of a cavernous thing underneath the hole?
Well, you can't tell right now because there's Umber Hulk and Dead Joy underneath
Okay.
you. Alright, it's gonna hit. And Franz, you just watch him do what you do, but better.
That's like the 30th character who's done what
I know.
what you do. I
know.
I just find it funny.
And he gets him for some good damage. 1 second.
How much better than me?
I would say a couple extra d6s worth more better than you.
I turned to Orion. I'm like, fuck you. I haven't leveled up in a while.
You know,
And Ash, what do you do? What?
oh, I was just gonna say, you would say the term "I would say"
Uh-huh.
quite often. And one of my favorite songs is by the Avalanches, and they have a sample of like from a French movie, and it would just say "I would say," and then afterwards "Bon voyage." And I whenever you say "I would say" just often enough, I'm like,
now
I'm
I'm gonna hear that for the rest of my life.
because you know the Avalanches song.
Yup.
I'm just gonna look down the hole and detect thoughts on Joy. Because
There are no
creature
thoughts.
does not need to be awake for me to do something.
They're not awake. They're dead.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what he's checking.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Just be careful with knocking against the.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. You can confirm that Joy is dead.
You've just done the CAT scan, and there's no brain activity.
So what do you think you're gonna roll next? The
You
fighter?
Oh, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm waiting to see what you guys do.
what was I gonna say?
You're never. Just kidding.
What's
I
it
think
called?
you can make a really great fighter, but I don't have that idea in my head.
Yeah, usually when like you don't detect Joy's thoughts all like ever, but like she very much wears her thoughts on her sleeve in a way. So like you're expecting that like yes, this is great. I'm down a hole.
No, the
I'm
reason
exactly
why he
where
was
I
checking
want to
was
be.
literally like
I know.
just to because
But-
he knew he'd be able to read her
Would you
thoughts.
see the eyeball?
Only when you start. Oh, I know what you're saying, but there is still Umber Hulk and Travich and everything, so like he can't see whatever's up.
Oh no, I was just wondering if her detect thoughts would hit the beholder. That was what my
No, 'cause
question
that
was.
wasn't my target.
That's
unless
fair.
because the
Yeah.
beholder is a different entity than Joy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So unless I I'm going.
I was thinking it's in the
looking
same
for-
brain, so if you were like, but that's fine.
No.
Alright. Who's next? Or is it your turn? Do you have more things
It
to
is
do?
the Umber
No, I
Hulk's.
moved and I detect the thoughts.
Okay.
Alright, it is the Umber Hulk's turn. It's gonna make 3 attacks at you, Travich. 25, 24, and dirty 20. So I imagine 2 of those hit.
2 of those hit.
You have so much fucking high AC.
20.
Okay.
And now it's your turn.
Now it's my turn.
Knock it out.
How bloody does it seem to be?
He hasn't really taken this one a lot of damage, has it?
It's pretty decent. That's an 18 for my charisma on the die. So. Guess I'll just swing at it. Why not? Bam. That's 14. So that's 22. It was 14. I should remember. So that hits all divine. Yeah, sure. All divine's fine at second level. I don't have any first level spells left, so I might as well go for it.
Use all the spell slots.
But not the third spell slots. I only have 2. So that's 4. Yeah. So 8, 9, 12, 17 plus 6. 23.
Damage?
For the first one, yeah.
Okay.
And then the second one
It takes that damage.
is going to be a 20.
Okay, that'll hit.
I will also do, I believe, yeah, that's going to be my last spell, second spell slot. I want it dead. I want it very dead.
Smite it.
So that'll be 26.
How do you kill it?
It's tall, so he probably like swings up and slices its abdomen up and chinks one of its.
Like the armor bits?
Yeah, the armor bits. What is it?
Oh, the
Mandibles.
mandibles. He cuts
Yeah.
one. It slices up and cuts one of the mandible out as it's cutting his face.
Nice. You're out of combat.
Woo! That's fun.
I think Joy's dead.
Well.
Somebody throw me a rope. I shall tie it around her. We bring her up.
Well, there's a big old fucking thing on top of her, friend.
That's here. I throw on a rope. Like I can get you up here. You're not a ton. Did we establish a choice, Wade?
Yeah, she's like 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, I can't. We can't do a ton.
Yeah, so I will sit next to her and poke at her and see if there's anything I can do. I don't have it. I don't think I have a timer. I will call up.
Between
Does anyone
840
have
and 2,200 pounds.
Does anyone conveniently have 300 gold worth of diamonds?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, this is what Joy wanted. I'll say a few words.
I'll poke at
Joy was many things,
her.
but Joy certainly was at least one thing. Deeply committed to her cause. She wanted to die a warrior's death, and she got it. In a way maybe she not had expected it, but nonetheless received it. She died under the husk of her enemy. And if I remember very clearly, the last time we brought her up, she was very upset.
That was like 5 times ago, actually.
Yeah.
No, we've only ever brought her back from dead once.
No, you never brought me back from dead. It's
No.
saving throws. So she was upset the first time that you did
Yeah.
saving throws and you brought her back. She was upset. She has now gone down like 6 times since then. Like she's gone
That's
down
fair.
many times.
That's fair, yeah. That's fair.
I remember that one time where, and so I take out a little bit of booze and I'm like, Travich, watch out, I can't account for the splash. I'll pour one out for you, homie. I know how much you love this hooch. Do this, and then I take a swig and I hand it to Ash.
The Ash is
Not there.
here.
Oh shit. I'm like,
Where's Ash?
Travich is going to be praying to his god to bring him back somehow.
Shit.
well, I guess I'll follow you.
That's-
Hey!
Christ. We'll do with that after.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
what's it looking like over here? Orion's like awkwardly sitting here like, oh man, I hardly even knew the chick. I'm sorry.
He's okay. Is he? He's going to wait. He says, "Eyeball, are you still there?" Eyeball.
You know what? You hear like the very quietest. Yes.
You bring Joy back.
And their voice is getting fainter and fainter.
I can heal you.
And you could tell that like their body is tied to Joy's. And they are only moments left in this world. And with their dying breath, you see the eyeball squint and go, "You're ugly." What was it?
Such
The
a dick.
eye
Oh my god. So I have a question. Would Ash assume that even if Joy got the, like, God came to Joy and said, "Do you want to come back?" that Joy would say no?
Make an insight check.
So I just want to say,
That's fine.
that's
All
right.
right. So, I mean, all right. Here's what you know. You know that Joy was excited to live in heaven or whatever.
Well, hello.
You don't know if heaven or whatever exists. You don't know if Joy was right about that. So,
Does anybody really know?
and like does Ash fully understand like how the question is formed? Like, does a creature get to pick? Like, does Ash know that a creature picks?
I mean, he's had most of his friends choose to come back to
All
life.
right, so like
why-
maybe so like all you know is that you don't, but you know that she was looking forward to the afterlife.
So the question
but-
is, right now, Ash is walking home.
Oh my god.
Ash is done. Joy was the last, like,
Crying.
I want to be here. I can do this. I can push through all the things. And as a player at the table, I am asking you, should I force Ash to stay?
You should never force your character.
I force my character to do things all the time to make it better for the party.
Right.
This is...
I just say do what you're gonna do.
I want to say this is the first, because at this point, I'm pretty sure it's final. A minute it's passed, Revivify no longer works. Can I ask just player to DM that question?
Yeah, it's only a minute.
Okay. I mean, Divine Intervention.
There are other ways.
This is the first legit character death I've seen in a campaign. In
Really?
5e? In 5e, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's so easy not to die. Like, the game does not want you to die. So,
It is very much like Respawn.
yeah.
It's a Respawn.
This is a very strange moment.
Yup.
Reach
We
still
got
We have an
has,
hour left!
I know.
Let's
I
do
don't
it!
think we have an
Reach
hour
still
left.
has advantage on athletics. He's going to get himself a rope and pull Joy out of the hole.
To be fair, I
A
did have a
1,000
rope
pounds.
out. It just fell.
He's gonna get Orion, and he's got advantage on strength. He's gonna
Ash,
get
where you
Joy out of
going?
the hole.
I'm going home.
And like Mason's
So
tools
we're
and stuff,
going.
So
Yeah.
theory,
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
like
It'll
carrying up
take
a
some
cinder,
time,
big
yeah.
big
Yeah.
block, right? Like you
Like,
have
if you
run
wanna-
multiple times.
Yeah.
If you want to
He's
spend
gonna
a
get Joy out of the fucking hole.
Okay. It'll take some time to craft something.
So for the record, the reason why Ash would not pull Joy out of the hole is because Joy was all like, "I am a part of nature. This is who I am. My body will die and like become part of like the earth again." Shit. So wherever Joy fell, no matter where she had fallen, he would have left her there unless it was like middle of the city or something.
Straight up.
Like actually, like I
But-
had a plan for this in my head, so I'm not just leaving because of no.
Yeah, I mean, you would also know that
Trevish is going to
Joy's not
give-
native to this like place whatsoever. So
Trevish
Yeah,
is
but
going to give
it's-
him a dwarven funeral because dwarvens.
Yeah, they just got
That's
a
fine.
dick bag 15-year-old funeral.
bye. Or no, you did.
I
good.
gave a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, you did.
You did a eulogy.
Yup.
It happened.
Yup.
Well, hey, pause. Get a portal from
He
Orion.
can't do that. He can only. Why would we want to go to Pangea or whatever the fuck it's called?
I'm just saying. It's a long way back. Got a Kraken outside.
Well,
We don't have a Kraken outside.
let me pause for a
Yeah.
second. I want to ask Eric something.
Holy fuck! Just out of character from holy fuck. It's like the reality of this moment is not like set in yet.
Yep. I had resolved that Ash was gonna leave if anyone died again.
I mean,
It's
that is
like a long
fair-
time ago.
And that's
like
a
a long time
fair
ago.
character choice. That is a fair character
He is
choice.
done. He can't do it anymore. His
Taking
brain
the
is
kittens,
broken.
taking
He's
a little-
taking the kittens. He's gonna snuggle them tonight. It's gonna be a whole thing. Like he is emotionally wrecked. He is done. In the last 2 weeks, lots of bad things have happened.
Can Can Gregory make that soup when we get back?
Yes.
The potato soup with the Redskins.
Right, give me the joy.
Hmm.
Joy's over here now. Hold on the hole.
She is out of the hole.
One second, I'm just waiting on. Yeah, it takes quite some time, but you're able to fashion something to pull Joy out of the hole.
Give me some pulleys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got Smith's a little fishy. That's fine. I'll smith myself something. So Joy's out of the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Works him a little bit. Yeah, I never got my health potion back, so I don't have any.
It's on the floor.
Oh, no. he goes and grabs. Goes and back.
Ash
and
never
grabs
picked
the
it up,
potion.
so because he didn't need it.
That's right.
So it was.
So he's gonna. What are these? These are little clumps of dirt,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And if you want to go back, talk to bro, dude, we can.
I mean, it'd be nice to return to Tomas with like something.
Get my magic gear and your jump ring.
Yeah, I gotta go get my jump ring.
Just pulled it off her dead body.
She has 2 rings, a great
Ash
axe,
doesn't take
and the
mementos.
skull.
Yeah,
So
I want the
she
soul
would
ring.
even
That
ever-
sounds dope.
He would ever.
I
he would
mean,
never take it.
Kelly will determine if they work for you or whatever. 'cause
Oh, my
it-
jump ring
It
does.
totally could break
So-
game economy if every time a character dies,
By the
we
time
get
you
the
get
magic
out-
items as a
By
whole
the time
party.
you get him out, we're back.
Okay.
Because that just makes more. It takes you a long time.
Yeah.
We didn't get that.
When I imagine like just Franz goes up like, hey, like we can't just.
We
get
can
like
though.
this.
We can. That's what he wants to do. Ash does not want to be here. You're coming back to loot the body and see if we can get an easier trip home.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't say it was completely altruistic.
Well,
I'm going to bury the Joy.
if you're
Yes.
not,
I want
where
my. I
are
need
you
my
going
ring,
after
ring,
this,
ring.
artificer boy?
Sorry.
I said, where you going after this?
Home.
Well, no chance of getting you to come to Southern City State just to see it?
I mean, is it nice there?
It's real nice.
They think it's nice.
Short
Oh,
little
like-
vacation.
It is real nice. It's got, buildings as tall as you can look up. It's like, oh man, it keeps going to the sky. And some of it's made out of like crystal. Some of it's made out of like sand glass. It's real nice.
We're just gonna be walking back into another war. Just do a little vacation. You got spas? Hot
Oh
springs?
yeah. Well, not so much hot springs. It's pretty hot in the desert, so we got like cool springs.
I'll take a cool
Yeah, but
spring.
we have to like walk through the desert home.
No,
How do
you
we get-
don't.
How do we get home? How do we get to Taizhou from Pajania?
Well, there's 2 ways you could go about it. So one way, you teleport to like here, that teleportation circle, or the one that I'm gonna find out in about a day or so.
I
There's
know a
some-
place that's actually kind of near Taizhou that's very much like this. Do you know of any
Oh.
ruin?
Well, there's one near like in the tundra place, but it's real fucking cold, so we don't like using that one.
Yeah, that's not an issue for us. We deserve this. Because you're just going to be going back to this life. Just take the kittens. Go have a spa day or 2. They try to sell us whatever, like, frickin' townhome.
If I don't go back, someone will take my business. So I have to go back. If
Right.
you want to go find your fam roots, you should
Last pitch. You were already going to be like, a couple weeks out on this. Might even going to be faster, and you already.
It's not gonna be faster.
This was already
There's not a
time.
portal next to Taizhou.
There's one a lot closer to Taizhou than here.
Yeah. What was going to be like a 3-week thing is probably going to be at most a week thing, if that's how long you probably won't even spend that long there. We just go, enjoy ourselves before we go back to the shit. Because we're going back to shit.
You could teleport us, or someone could teleport me to the one close to Taizhou, and you can go home to the desert city.
We're both going to Pajania.
No.
That's how you get a teleport home. We have to go to Pajania first, so they can
Yeah.
teleport you.
Because I only got one scroll that can transport up to like 8 people to Pajania. And we go there, we do your thing, and then you go home when you want to.
Yeah,
For like 2 days.
2 days.
Travich goes and gets built.
That's what you want to do.
Reach. Travich, best of luck getting the belt.
I shall get built.
I can't help you anymore.
That is okay. Not everyone's strong as Dorf.
So when are
Yeah,
when are we ready to go?
I'm sitting here like, God, what
There's
are we
no
gonna do right
PvP.
now?
No PvP.
Cause here's
I have no reason to
like
fight.
above table. There's like 3 different lines that we could go through. Is there pause? I know that you have a character pretty much rolled up. I don't know how ready Leia is. Eric, you said you have another character already.
Yeah, I could be playing another character today if we have to. It may not be the permanent character I play, but I can
Okay.
play a character that fits within our
I mean,
current
yeah, I
situation.
could roll
Okay.
something up.
I have a
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
It's gonna be overpowered because it's kind of I'm using the sheet from another the Div Wiz sheet from another campaign.
Okay.
But it's not gonna be too much, and I can scale it down.
Yeah, let's just use that for today.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. I
You
mean,
could
just
teleport in Alabaster Crane from a different timeline.
Christ.
seriously, just like above table, like
Uh-huh.
Franz has no reason.
No.
Yeah, above table, there's only a certain amount of mental trauma I can force my character through before it's fucking over. Like,
Oh yeah. No, like you guys, like
Like,
Travich
and
is
Ash
gonna go get the
literally-
fucking bell.
Ash literally can't, or he will kill one of you.
Mhm.
Like, these are the options right now. Either he
Christ.
needs to leave,
Has
Or,
put
like-
both great axes on his back because he has the strength to do that, and it has giant great axes on his back. He's given the rings back and is now dragging Joy to
I
a
just
dwarven
love-
funeral.
I know. The other thing is like,
I don't know that I have a character here.
like I don't think I would have ever anticipated like a worse way to have literally like all but one party member go, because you're in like the middle of nowhere underneath the ground in a very specific setting.
Yep.
Well, he knows the way out. Travich knows the way out.
Mm.
Okay, while you guys discuss this, I'm gonna go use the restroom.
Yeah.
While you guys are looking for
Remember the
characters,
state forever, Kelly. You
Yeah.
So-
broke the party
No.
with
Travich.
bugs.
Yeah,
Travich.
that wasn't even supposed to be a deadly encounter.
Here, let me roll history. That's terrible. He's gonna look for a forge, and he's sort of kind of dwarven forge.
Well, we'll
I'm just
Deal with
looking
that.
for
I think
Joy's
also-
magic items.
yeah. I think just like above table, I know that this doesn't make for like the greatest stream thing, but I think it's an important thing to kind of show on stream. Like, oh shit, what are we gonna do now? We have to reconfigure the whole session in a way. Because Eric, I think that you wanted characters to have like connections with one another.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured once Corey comes back, you can all talk about the characters that you were anticipating playing.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we could kind of do like a session 0 on stream instead of trying to force the rest of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think we should just do. You guys go off and do your thing, and we
Uh-huh.
do the story of Travich for like 15
Yes.
minutes before we close session, and then we do session 0, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's like okay.
I don't. All of that character stuff is chilling on my desk at home.
That's fine. We could just talk about it. Like, you know, you have the character concept, so deal with it.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's
obviously,
just
I did not plan to die today. I just,
Yeah.
I literally just have race class. Like, I just like, I know, and
Yeah.
I have personality because, like, I know, I've had a character in mind since.
Is that
There
the
was,
one
it was,
shot?
it was no. I never repeat a character, but
Okay.
but I had a character in mind since
Oh,
Sue,
right.
since
Yes.
Sue got killed. I
Okay.
had 2 characters to play, and Kelly liked Joy a lot more, so we went
Yeah.
with Joy.
All right.
And
Sorry.
so I had the other one ready in the back of my mind.
So yes, I guess the question is are you also gonna roll up a new character, Morgan?
No. 'Cause I feel like it would be in Travich. Travich is a character
Travici.
kind of
Kamichi?
can kind of slot into anything because he has one singular goal that's separate of the party.
Yeah, it's like a medical.
So he's kind of can just
Well, the
continue
other-
bringing baggage with him, and I like that to me.
Yeah. The other thing is we could do, like, we don't have to, like, I've decided we don't necessarily have to keep going through with this particular thing. We could do, like, a time/location skip, and you could still be Travich, but it'll be, like, Travich post whatever this
Yeah.
is, so we don't have to continue this particular thread.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
But can we
but
role play?
yeah.
But
Yeah,
Like, be the
before-
role and everything.
Yes.
Let's
Before-
go get the Dravish shit done.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Javich drags Joy, because he's dragging Joy around,
uh-huh.
drags Joy to a burnt out husk of
It's a
a
metaphor for
dwarven
depression.
burnt out husk of a dwarven forge. Kind of sets Joy kind of on the floor right in front of the forge, scrounges up some firewood, some random bits and bobs, and piles it up and kind of goes out and be like, before you leave, come with me. Come with me.
I don't do funerals.
Oh, it's fine. You can come if you wish. I shall do a dwarven funeral. And so he walks back,
Mm-hmm.
he sets the funeral pyre ablaze and sings, you hear through the halls a very mournful dwarvish lullaby. Whisking her to
Does
sleep.
Franz want to go?
I think
I figure
Orion's
I'm just like sticking
Orion's
with
a,
Orion at this point because he's our way out.
Right.
he's a theater kid, so
Cool.
his
Probably
natural
Orion.
instinct is to
What the fuck
harmonize.
something that Orion is looking for right now because he's
yeah.
still got to
So
do
it's a
that.
very haunting. Yeah.
You could probably leave while this funeral
That's
is
happening,
going.
yeah.
Yeah.
It takes you a while. Like funeral pyres take actually
Funeral pyres.
lots of hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you're in a cave. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like smoke billowing
Dwarf don't
everywhere.
Yup.
Like,
Dwarfs is by
and
fire.
they're like gonna go find this thing that Orion has to find before they can fucking leave. So
Yeah.
that's what they're doing.
Look, I'm pretty sure dwarven ruins have excellent ventilation systems.
Oh yeah, and plus it's by a forge.
Yeah.
So Trivish just sits there and watches the flames when you guys can do everything else.
Nice.
I mean, I don't know that we really need to play through that because that's literally them leaving. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
say
Yeah,
goodbye.
But, I mean, we're saying goodbye to those characters too, so maybe we,
Yeah, you guys can do.
I mean, I don't. Okay. If Corey wants to play Franz through this thing, I will do that. I don't want to
Or
play
just
Ash.
DM
right now.
can give us, some kind of nice little like, epilogue kind
Yeah.
of
Oh,
thing
God.
That'd
to,
be
you
cool.
know, just to like wrap it up. Because like we've spent so much time
yeah.
with all the characters that are like not gonna be here next
Christ,
session.
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so was told.
Yeah. So like Ash starts walking away with Kat, and I think Franz is like looking back, like
They
wanna-
decided they're going with Orion, so everyone's going
Oh,
with Orion.
right.
Like that's
yeah, we're
happening.
going with Orion.
But
Okay.
they're gonna spend like max 2 days in Pangea or whatever the fuck.
Pagania.
This is
Pangea?
Ash's brain.
yeah.
He does
Yeah.
not care what this place is called.
So yeah, Ash was on his way, ready to go, but then Franz convinces him to take a spa day, and does Franz go by the pyre or does he stay by Ash?
Probably by Ash.
Okay.
So unless Orion is going to the Joy's funeral, Ash would tell him that we should just go find the thing you're here to find, unless you can take us now.
Oh, well, I guess. But we gotta. The dwarf's going in the same direction, so we should probably wait. Rest up a little. You look kind of fucked up, both inside and out.
Yeah, well, it's not going anywhere.
That's true. Yeah, I ain't kissing that better. And then he'll join for the pyre, and you travel 2 days.
I leave the owlbear skull with Joy.
Nice.
I have the axes and you have the jump ring. I have the soul ring in case it works.
Mm.
But I leave the skull
Okay.
with Joy.
All right. You do 2 days travel, finding some odd little like floating eyeball monsters, but they're very tiny and easy to kill.
Are they baby beholders? That's
Yeah.
fucking cool!
Yup. Yeah, you would have. The big bad was. Yeah. Anyway.
Shit
Yep.
happens.
That's what happens when you
Best
kill your
laid
PCs.
plans. So yeah, you travel 2 days to a magnificent city made out of stone, and it's truly just like a marvel of dwarven craftsmanship. And Orion is able to navigate the city pretty easily because he's got the blueprint. And there's some signs of life. a surprising amount of like trees are starting to grow. There's like a magical haven sort of presence going on here. Like it's starting to flourish after a long time of being dormant. And he leads you to a transportation circle that he very studiously, like, this guy does not seem like the studying sort, but he needs to make sure this shit is right. And he copies it down, and then he actually asks everyone at the table to make a copy just in case he missed something. Like he's
At
a
the
Joker.
table. Don't.
Yeah.
Joy is dead.
Sorry. There's a table in there, and you're sitting down copying it while you're. And then he turns to Travich and wishes you the best of luck on your journey.
Thank you.
And he stands on top of the transportation circle and he pulls out a scroll. And within moments, you are transported to, as magnificent as the city was underground, now you are above ground in, like, it's like Taizhou in its absolute, like, peak. And it reminds you of a lot when you were a kid, and both of you actually, before the meteor.
What does it smell like?
It smells surprisingly like an ocean breeze, even though it's in the middle of the desert.
Mm-hmm.
And
For some reason I was thinking cloves mixed with incense.
Sorry, microphone.
it's all good.
Bang.
So it reminds you of the being on the coast of Taizhou in a big city, and but it's just full of life, and there's just a sort of like happiness around it. There's a sort of it's like when you have like your first day of undergrad and like everything's perfect and everyone's buzzing and excited to figure out what's going on.
Right.
And Orion leads you out from the transportation circle room into this wonderful library. And he goes, "Well, this city's your oyster. I'll give you a tour.
Any pearls I can go find?
There's plenty. You're in the best city in the world."
Ash, I think it's time for us to just kind of let go and just let things be for the first time. Like, when's the last time we've been anywhere nice?
3 years? 3.5 years?
You owe it to yourself. And I turn to Goose and Cat. I'm like, best behaviors.
There's got to be some sort of zoologist, right, who could take care of them.
There's
for 2 days.
displacing kitten daycare.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Please. Show me.
Sorry,
Show
I was
Yeah.
doing the and scene thing.
Yeah.
Show me my lineage.
All right. And then
Do
we
I-
could go ahead.
Do I get the belt?
Well, we'll deal with that. We'll deal
Like
with that
the-
after. I'm going to use the bathroom. So I'm going to let you all decide
Jesus.
not only what characters you're thinking of,
Mm.
but like where you would want to be in the city-states, how far after this particular event you would want it to be, and and I think how all of your characters would know each other. So I know that Travich, is not being created with them.
Yeah.
But there could be a way for you to know. You could have been traveling before this as friends, so like we don't have to have it where you are all new people meeting each other for the first time.
I have a
It could be
proposal.
rivals. There's there's a lot of possibilities.
Well,
for
I'm going to use the
relationships.
bathroom
I
and
have a really quick proposal.
okay.
All right.
And I feel like we've done enough to
Uh-huh.
earn it,
Uh,
but we should definitely have level 10 characters.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah!
Well, I was
you
planning-
did it!
I was planning on level 10 being when you finish this arc, and technically you did finish this arc.
Oh
Just
yeah,
not in a way I
we hit the
fucking
fucking
intended.
fast forward button.
It's like
he's
when you're
giving-
playing like Super Mario, and it's just like, nah, you like just skip the level. Just like you've died like 19 times. Just skip the fucking level.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Yeah, so I guess that's the
Take
question
one
is,
more
like, if we do a big enough time skip, we could just be...
I mean, you could. Oh no, it can't be a time jump back, or it could be like free Travich, but it would be weird, like level wise. But we'll figure it out.
No. I was saying if we jump far enough in the future, we could play... I would be comfortable playing Ash at that point. That's all.
Oh, if we're doing a time skip, we can't do a time skip if we're playing the same characters. Can't.
Why?
We can't.
We can so.
No, we can't
Yes, we
because
can.
I need my birthday party. I need my sweet 16.
Okay, but we're okay. We will come in. We will come in and do like a special with Kelly just to do the goddamn 16th birthday. Okay,
I'd be
that will be
interested in
fucking
you guys
happening.
playing different characters. Not that I don't like your characters. I like your characters. It would be interesting for you guys to actually play different like people characters.
I would definitely be fine with possibly if we so that's definitely a possibility. Right, doing a time skip, Ash, Franz. I would actually probably return to Nor if that was the case.
Right.
I
which
mean,
think
like-
would be cool.
Or Nor's best friend Faye. But go ahead.
So we've been talking for a while. Like the way that this arc was going, our characters just did not fit this arc.
Mm-hmm.
So we already talked through characters that could fit into it. We wrote,
Right.
wrote
So-
characters that fit into it.
The characters that like we have created would only work if we continue on this arc. Without this arc,
Yeah.
I think that would be harder,
Right.
because we made them for like this undead death horde thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Shavich would definitely be one to go and kill the Death Horde.
So, like, as a
could be a time
person,
skip thing.
I'm a little
Yeah.
over the undead thing.
Super
Like,
over the undead thing.
My problem is not that like undead is cool, but like we played that arc. Like we were there, we did like Nor and that whole thing. That was the undead arc, and I think it'd be really fun to like be in a more urban setting, to like not be tied to like I love the big bad thing, and I'm totally down for that, but like not be tied to kind of like to an undead story, because they're fun, but like I've played through like 6 of them in the last 3 years, and I'm a little
Personally, the heart of the
So you
campaign.
kind of want a tone shift almost. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Corey.
For me, the heart of this campaign, as a player, everyone has different reactions, obviously, has always been the Inquisition. And the further we get away from the Inquisition, the more it doesn't feel like the campaign we started. Campaigns change and evolve, and I get that, and I understand that. But
Right.
for me, like, that's the one thing, like, especially with my character, like, that getting resolution on that or working through that problem has always been my real drive.
Okay.
And so, like, yeah, like, if we go back to Taizhou, I would be stoked. I'd be so stoked to go back to Taizhou. Or at least making that as, like, the general direction. Because there's a lot of conflict that's unresolved there. We kind of, like, literally, it's like a back burner thing. Like, we literally, like, set the back burner on, like, okay, we're gonna come, it's Yasima, we'll be back in, like, 8 hours. So
and
yeah,
then
that's...
3 months later, the house has burned down.
House
It's
is
like-
done. We forgot about it. We left the house, came back off. Fuck.
Yeah, and so I think that would be interesting to like time skip like a year, and the Inquisition stuff's not done, and we're in Taizhou, and then we would play Ash and Franz. But if we're not gonna go to Taizhou, I don't want to do the undead thing. I think it'd be cool to go down to the desert and do like a desert thing.
I could see a desert thing being pretty
Like,
cool.
I just think a tone shift would be nice if we're not going to go
Yeah.
to Taizhou.
Yes.
Because I don't care about what's going on as a player. Like I want to, and I just don't. Like,
I think that like I agree with what you're saying. Like what she was saying when you were out of the room was kind of like we did the undead thing once, and so like to like make characters to do the undead thing
Yeah.
again, like I think would be more difficult. So like tone shift to like the desert, or like Taizhou like doing Inquisition, or even there's like other cities,
There's Valencia.
states. There's Valencia.
Also,
we could
my
be,
Dwarven Kingdom.
we could there's a lot of possibility for I think different kinds of stories or different kinds of starts and finishes that are possible. So like kind of one option would be like the Taizhou time skip, same kind of character. So that would be like Franz, Ash, maybe Trevich comes.
Drew's still there.
Trevich comes to Taizhou, maybe to like that could the easy way you do that is like the hero's journey like home, or like maybe it's a year later and
Yeah.
Trevich is coming to because he needs help with something from Ash and stuff, and so we start with you as like the central character moving in
But-
or something like that.
right, and then you
Yeah.
would play Faye or Nora, and then we'd already kind of have that together,
But why would Trevich go back to you after you left him in the mountains?
Well,
Well,
then
That's-
make a new
that would
character.
be-
Well, then make a new character. Like,
yeah, I
but
don't
if
know.
you don't like, I mean,
I
we also
want to
need
keep
to.
Trevich because I've spent a lot of time in thinking about him and stuff, and I did the same with Titus, and I just don't want to leave another
Yeah,
character.
but also I mean, you don't know what your guy's going to ask you for, so Kelly could help roleplay
Yeah.
a reason why
Yeah.
to reach. And
Yeah.
they didn't super just leaving them out.
Yeah.
It felt like that in the moment because Ash is like walking in the opposite direction. But ultimately, the narrative was that they came with you for a while.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
days.
Helped you get the belt and helped
Mhm.
fight the
Yeah,
little
fair
meet the
enough, fair
holders and everything.
Yeah.
Like, so the narrative isn't they totally ditched you. The
Yeah.
narrative is like they helped you, and then but you, with the you knew that you would split ways
Mhm.
after you
Yeah,
got
the
this
paths,
task.
Yeah.
done.
Part.
Yeah.
Also, like, do we need a time skip to justify Taijo?
We don't, but I won't play Ash. If
So even
if
if
there
it-
is not a time skip, I cannot play Ash. I love this character.
You need him. You need as a player.
As a player, I need to not be playing him in the darkness that he is in right now.
Mm-hmm.
He needs a little bit of time to like fix himself and get his shit settled, and then I am fine to come back to this character.
Fair.
And I think that a year isn't that huge of a time skip in terms of things. Like,
We just need to pause at one point in the middle of that year. Sweet 16.
For a Sweet 16,
So-
we have to do. We agreed that we would not move on until the Sweet 16 has happened.
that's
so
true, and we're
so
the
close
Sweet
to
16
it.
Yeah.
would
So-
be a thing.
It actually, like, you would be getting home very close to.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
And then we're gonna have to figure out what the fuck you're gonna learn if you're gonna end up being Franz a year from now. What you learn in those, like, 2 days.
Yeah, I mean that's why I asked if we needed a time skip. I mean, but we can that can be sorted out and we can work through that.
I need a time skip.
Yeah.
Or Ash needs to like go take care of the business, and I need to bring in a different character, and we just play that
Yeah.
in Taisho.
Another option would be to do like we just start off in a like pretty fresh kind of arc kind of situation, but like maybe like in Valencia or in
Pagania.
Pagania, right? Like, and so it's like suddenly, I don't know, we're treasure hunters in in the desert now, like or something like that. I think that could be
Or-
a possibility, depending on what ideas Kelly has about that.
If we don't, if we want to do the Inquisition but not do a time skip, we could do where we're playing different characters and then eventually we meet you guys, interact with you guys as NPCs, and then
No,
play different characters. But that's just
unless
It was
Kelly's
just a
gonna have us
suggestion.
play our own stuff. I'm not a huge fan of PCs becoming NPCs.
Okay.
My PCs becoming NPCs. I don't care.
I don't really like that either.
it was just a suggestion.
No, not a bad.
And I think it would be kind of cool because we could like do special session, like maybe 1 week if you can't make it, or like we just do a special session where we're like, hey, jump back to Taizhou doing 16th birthday times, cool, one session, and then kind of jump back to whatever the fuck else we're doing. I think that could be fun. Like just check in Taizhou every once in a while.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Taizhou,
and it
city's
could
burning.
always be like one of those things where if we really want the year skip to have a more of an oomph, it's like, what if we spend like 2 or 3 months playing different characters for a while, and then it's like everyone's like, I'm ready to like return to that like thing, because then it's like something like you're different, I'm different. Like it's like it feels like. Wow.
Right, yeah,
As
and there's
opposed to
like
like
that.
last week Ash was, Joy died, and this week it's a year later Ash is a super successful businessman, you
Yeah.
know. and
Right.
Franz
Yeah.
is like a drunk or something like.
No, Franz would go back, and well, I mean, he's got the finger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly and I have prepared a very special arc for Nor, so I don't want to spoil
Yeah.
it, but suffice to say.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it'd
Yeah.
be fun to like play some like in a different spot in kind of a different line of like stuff for a little while, and then if we want to come back to this, because I think that like there's this unresolved story.
There's so
Right?
fucking much. There's so
and-
much everywhere, though.
I mean, there's so much everywhere, but like in Taizhou specifically, for at least our 2 characters,
Yeah.
there's a
And
lot
Nor.
there,
Mhm.
and Nor, yeah,
Yeah.
and for sure, and
And
Nor.
Boggs.
and Boggs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
for me, yeah. The further Franz got away from Taizhou, even during the daddy stuff,
Right.
like I felt it just felt like no, that's where I need to be.
Right, and that's how it also felt too. And then really what clinched it, and this is not your fault, but really what clinched it was Big Bro going home.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tomas going home was this like, there goes my moral compass. Like,
And now I'm left with the shit
One-
stain of a
And
brother.
like I know that this is like not super like I don't know, PC or whatever, but like one thing that would be nice about rolling new characters is that we don't know about the fucking Fae in the forest. Like we no longer have our get out of jail free card.
That is not a get out of jail free
I know
card.
it's not. I know like
literally,
there's,
if Ash ever goes back to the Fae, it will be to murder them.
but no, it would just we solved quite a few broader problems with them, right? And so it's kind of nice to like.
Yeah, you deleted a character because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Franz's dad was Fae related, Answith was Fae related,
Yeah.
Sue was Fae related. So like, I'm
not
not
Sue
saying if we
Olive.
were all in Taizhou that our gut instinct would be Inquisition's too hard. We got to go back to the Fae to get a thing.
We turned that
wouldn't
down
do that.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But
I would say we more or less all made, like maybe Answith was really rushed with it, but even then, it all felt narratively satisfying.
definitely.
Yeah, no, it needed that. I mean, I didn't
I was
feel
like gonna
like
cry when Sue's mom was cured of fucking Alzheimer's.
Olive.
Sorry.
I don't think the Answith was. It didn't feel. It needed to be done, and no matter how she died, it was gonna feel bad for Ash. Like a good bad.
And it's like set up a really nice like the loss of Frankie.
Right.
Like it's
Right.
the Fae has dramatically changed the trajectory of our characters in
Wow,
ways.
chat was popping.
Oh yeah. So we got Robomofo popping in.
Bugs.
He sending shade in my description of being the first day freshman at university.
Oh.
I
So
mean, first day freshman, I was like, where the fuck am I going?
Then we
What am I
had
doing?
Endrick from
Why am I
Albania
here?
tuning
I want to
in.
go home.
I said that even now.
So, yeah, and I think we could definitely, if you really feel connected to Trevich, I think either of those options allows for Trevich, right? Because it's just like a mild time. It's like 3 months later, and
Yeah.
Trevich is like, I'm gonna go be a fighter in the desert now, like, or maybe you're just like, man, when they were talking about the desert, that sounded really fun, like, right?
Or like just because I think it was like because he's from the border of Valencia, that the mountain range that borders Valencia and Taizhou or whatever wherever it is, it's by Valencia because he did a lot of trading with Valencia, so he's by Valencia. Also, hey, shit might be going down in the Dwarven Kingdom. Who knows? He might need help. He has to go back eventually to be the champion of the dwarves.
Yeah.
Eventually, he's not very good, but eventually.
I think it'd be super cool to do something in a desert city.
Maybe.
It's so rare that, like, every campaign, of which there only have been 2, that really focused on a desert space, were both fucking amazing. Like, they were amazing campaigns. Because there's just so much cultural shit you could do with the desert that you can't do anywhere else! And it's just so cool.
They're about to do a desert arc in our campaign.
But that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's what interests me, is
I love
like
deserts.
spending some time in the desert and spending some time in an
You know my
urban-
character. My character
I know.
is ready just
I
to
know. Just
pop,
we dropped in.
Like,
ready
yeah.
to pop up.
Like,
I did slip in
I
the
know,
saying.
I know. I picked that up.
and an urban fucking space.
So I guess
would
the
be
question
great.
is, Kelly, are you willing to do urban desert city? Because, like, I mean, ultimately it's your campaign, right? Or...
I mean, yeah, it would be satisfying for you. I mean, we've been talking a lot about like what
And we could actually play the characters
yeah.
we put together
Yeah.
if we stay here.
No,
Like,
I mean,
it's literally the only arc in which it is either undead or
No,
here.
like-
my character's based. Our characters are
Yeah.
based in the desert.
Yeah,
So like,
exactly. Yeah, no.
we just
That's what I'm saying. Is like if we base our shit anywhere else, these 2 characters cannot come in. Like
they would just
have
not
no
fun.
reason.
If we did Taizhou, but we're like we don't do Franz and Ash. It's like no, doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
No. Yeah, the desert is something that it's something that I didn't expect to really be developed for a long time because it's not really it's so removed from everything, but this desert is like high magic, high fantasy, whereas we've been doing I know. Whereas like with
So
Taizhou and
excited.
everything, it's been like you have to be on the DL with magic and you are the top ones because not a lot of people can practice magic, whereas here they've been like hoarding all of this information for thousands of years waiting for the event to happen and then it happened and now
So, do we want to do desert, or should we like put
I
it
think
to
so.
like a
I would
vote?
be very
I mean,
excited.
I think it'd be nice because like we're coming back to these characters. I think we can all agree on that. Like we're gonna be heading back to Taizhou. We're gonna be like
Like nobody's done, right? Ash isn't done, Franz isn't done, Nor isn't done. You know,
Well, I mean,
because
we're
as
doing
long
like
as the
a,
Inquisition breathes, Nor is seething in hatred.
so if I get this right, we're gonna do like a desert arc and then do a time skip. Like,
I think that we should just kind of feel it out. I think that's what we should do. I think that if because there's also a good chance that we all fall in love.
Yeah.
And I think that we shouldn't like set ourselves up to be like, yes, we're definitely going to Dai Taijo because
Be like 20
yes,
episodes,
all
we're
of
going
those
to Taijo
characters
now.
have stories moving forward, and that will happen, like in the in the game world. But if we end up here and we're just like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever.
You have high expectations of me.
Yes,
It's gonna
but
be cool.
But
because
I don't
they're
have
great.
any higher expectation than what you have already given.
Yeah. Definitely. So, do we want to start doing some like session 0 stuff?
We've got time.
Yeah,
we got
I think
50
so.
fucking minutes.
I know.
I was just
I'm
like-
looking at it. I was like, it's 3:30,
But I
and I
think
have
we
the
really
whole
should have a
party
discussion
leaving.
because we've had character death today.
I know,
I know,
Okay,
I
I
know.
think discussion is good.
Okay.
You know,
Let's have
eventually.
some.
We can also have discussion along with. I mean, this entire
Was
thing
the
has been
commander
a
dead?
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The commander was super dead.
Yeah,
Dead
I'm
for a
I'm
long
actually
time.
yeah, and I'm
So-
also super salty because I had so much cool shit for the Beholder that I planned for after this fucking combat.
I'm so sorry
Oh,
that Ash is
I
the
don't-
way that he is. I am.
I know.
No,
I am.
Travi's like,
No.
I will bring
Um,
joy back.
Yeah.
But-
At least I got to use some of it because like you had mentioned and like because like there's so much cool lore with Beholders, and so the fact that like because like they
I would have liked.
Oh
to
yeah,
have
yeah.
fucking
Oh, can I tell this story?
Yes.
Basically, what happened. So basically, what happened, if you like, and you that you were supposed to try to piece it together. Yes, was
Yeah.
that when Joy killed the Beholder, like the Beholder like cast some sort of spell or something, and they were plane shifted into the material plane or into like this when they were used to be in the Fae, and in the teleportation they fused. And so, like, and the Beholder, because he was, like, dying when it happened, was, like,
This is
bound.
kind of like the fly shit.
Yeah, exactly. It was, like, bound to Joy's body. Like, it couldn't leave, and it was just stuck, like, as part of Joy. And, you know. And so, and I think that the Beholder was eventually trying to regain its form.
and that's what like. Just so you know, it wanted you to go there because it knew that the big bad Beholder was there, and it would have been able to give it. So it would have been like slurped out of you, and then just start like attacking you, knowing everything that you do. Like it was gonna be such an epic like.
I
Yeah,
kinda
well,
pieced
fighting a
together the
Beholder's
Beholder
always a
story
fucking
little bit.
fight.
Which is bravo for being able to be like, here's all these little tidbits and figure out my backstory. I liked it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad it worked. My favorite thing is like the Beholder has 8 eyes and the Wild Surge has 8 things. There's
Yeah.
nothing in here that says like that's a correlation. Like the
But
wild
it's your
magic,
headcanon.
it's supposed to be wild magic, but my headcanon's like that is like perfect.
each
Yeah.
eye, and that's really
And what I
cool.
planned on having happen then was there was a small combat that I had planned after this one where as soon as you would have joyed, those fucking eyeballs would have come out and it would have just like raided the baby Beholders, and then like it just would have said that like they were ugly, they shouldn't have lived, you know, like that because like they see themselves as like the true form as
Yeah.
so.
Okay, I need to do some shit.
Yeah, so I was just like, oh man, but I was glad that like Travich was looking for it because at least it could get the ugly
Yeah,
bit.
well, because it's like, hey, there's an eyeball, and you're like, maybe the eyeball could do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, what characters do people want to play?
I'm doing wizard.
Uh-oh.
No, we've
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
long-
already talked
We've
about
had a
figure.
long
I don't
conversation.
know if we
Yeah.
want to. I just don't know if I want
I
to
am in
double up
love
on
with it.
Wizard
I
because.
am making a death cleric.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, double wizard is fine. I love being able to smash people with
It's
low
death cleric, like an
ACs.
oath cleric, like a. What is a death cleric?
It's in the DMG. It's literally all about death instead of healing.
Oh, fair enough.
That's really cool.
The character that
Murder you?
But
I had in
I'm just gonna
mind,
murder you.
but I'm not married
murder
to,
Not you.
was
Oh, okay.
Murder you
a
is
kobold
in the larger
wizard
uh,
that, like, because kobolds can't be out in the sun, so she would always have an umbrella. Like, and she would, like, have it over her head. But if you're going to play a wizard, I might just play something else. Or I might play a wizard, but that was my first idea, was the kobold, a kobold wizard.
And this was the one where you're trying to like search like pink kobolds or purple kobolds.
Oh, yeah.
And all there was
that
just
was the
fucking
worst. That was-
pornographic kobolds.
Yeah, don't look up pink kobold. Anyways, alright, so would you guys know the races that you want to be?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a winged tiefling.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I'm gonna be a water ganassi.
Nice.
the water ganassi.
Like a water genie.
Oh, okay.
Those both make sense for a desert setting,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, so like what Kelly was kind of referring to earlier is like I linked her an article or something that was like, or a Reddit post or something that was like talking about like session 0 stuff. And one of the things that like was in it that I just like, I was like, duh. Like it was like one of those things like you read it and you're like, how have I never thought that before? It's so obvious. was basically like this idea that like the characters in a party should have like some kind of connection to each other, right? Like when you're creating a party, it doesn't have to be like you're my brother, or you're my best friend, but like something that's like we have a connection, right? It's not like we just met for the first time. And so like, you know, like let's say you're a wizard and my character is a wizard. Maybe we're actually just rivals, and for some reason in the first, you know, event of the campaign, we've been thrust together and like we hate each other. Like, but it's fine, right? Like just something that's like we know each other. We have like some kind of relationship.
Yeah. So Corey and I had planned to bring these two characters in together as a pair. So we are already friends, work together, something of that nature. It's been a while since I've like.
What race are you? I'm sorry, I missed
A winged tiefling.
Oh, okay.
So innate flying ability.
Yeah.
Fun.
And so like what I would like is like it's not every character has to be related to every other character, but there's no like unlink in the party. So for instance, it wouldn't be like me and Travich are friends and you two are friends.
Right.
It would be like we're friends and we have a connection and you guys maybe have a connection.
Everyone
and you
should
guys...
have. I think that at minimum, each person should have a connection to two other people.
Yes.
Because I think that is the way that like you really make a.
Because I saw one
Does the desert city
Vibe.
have a coliseum?
4, 7.
I could put one there.
Yeah.
Because
But
that
here's
would
the
be a
thing.
good reason why Travich would
Well,
be there.
here's the thing, like they
Your mom's
are.
celebrating for
It's
health.
more of like a learned thing. Like
74,
they train
76
more
is
for the
wizard.
art of being good
Wait, what was that?
warriors.
I got
So
76 health
like,
at level 10 as
it won't
wizard.
be like a fight to
Oh,
the death sort of
dude, you
Coliseum.
just
roll it
It'll be
up.
like more of this.
It'd be much more of like a showmanship sort of thing.
Exactly.
Which is
Pretty
kind of
good.
what the
Like
course
Joy
is, except
had
there is death
95 at level
Yeah.
9 as a barbarian,
Yeah,
which is
so,
obviously
like-
way better.
I had 80 as a rogue.
Yeah. So
I only got 1 too. So.
all right, so yeah, we don't necessarily have to make the exact connections right now. But I'm the only one who doesn't have a character right now. Then.
I mean, I haven't really like. It's
Yeah, you
not
haven't
done.
really developed it yet.
Right, like it needs some more backstory. I need to read through what the fuck
Right.
I actually was talking
So I
about.
don't have to tell them my real name. It could just be my stage name, which is Thorin Silverhammer.
Yeah.
Or Silverbeard, sorry. It's Silverbeard.
You could tell them whatever you want.
Yeah, and it could be possible that a member of the party met Travich before, like before you even came to the city, right? Like maybe you came to see this divination wizard. Maybe like you know, like
you
something like
divination-
We would have to have some serious. My character is ostensibly a hermit. Ostensibly, she's a soothsayer.
Okay.
And
What if she? Okay, let me just pause for a second. Because you're gonna be in the Coliseum. Like, what if?
Or it might be like a traveler, like I'm a traveling person. I'm like, hey, I will challenge you in your Coliseum sort of thing.
But like, what if you find a home away in the Coliseum, and like the soothsayer is the one that like makes says like who like puts the odds up there for who wins or who doesn't.
That could be
yeah,
fun.
that could be cool. Another potential, and there's so much potential options. One could just be that if they're a soothsayer, maybe you come to the desert city kind of maybe a little lost, right? Like you don't have a party, you don't have anything. You're like you kind of go up to like a soothsayer, someone who's like tells the future, like what is my future, right? Like where am I going? And then like that creates a bond, right?
Yeah.
And like any kind of relationship.
Right. Sorry.
So now
I
I
know you
have
go
to
over this
fucking
conversation.
pick a class and a race. Oh my god!
I'm just saying, Battlesmith Artificer's the best.
I told you that last night, so you don't have to tell me.
Well, I'm gonna be.
I probably would
So
pick
you're
Alchemist Artificer
you're
if
gonna
that's still
cleric.
even a thing.
It is still a
You're
thing,
a
but
wizard.
the
I'm gonna
unfortunate
be
thing
Alright,
is
if I
for-
picked Artificer. that's-
yeah.
The shit. There's so many good classes.
I know.
yes, there
All
are.
right,
Which
so-
one have you? Which
Alright, so I'm
one
gonna
have
cut
you not
out.
played?
Okay, so I'm gonna cut out Warlock, and I'm gonna cut out Barbarian, and I'm gonna cut out Ranger. Cause
You played all 3 of those.
I'm gonna cut out Fighter, cause
It's boring.
I don't think Fighter is
Fighter's
boring.
a
I,
good
I
one.
think
No.
you
I
know,
was just- it was a
gets a
joke.
bad rap, but unless the character, like for me, a fighter is always the character comes first.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like if you're like I'm a druid, the class can come before you've developed the character. But typically, if I'm gonna make a fighter, it's like I want to be somebody who does this.
Chad
And
is saying
that's a
you should be
fighter.
Bard.
Eldridge Knight is fun when you consider like how magical Pognia is. That's something to do. Also, I really hope I can't do it because I already have a character and Franz is gone. But a swashbuckler rogue in a desert city is like prime
That would
aesthetic.
be so hot.
Like I'm
I
just
would
saying.
make that
I know you're playing a swashbuckler right now, or recently played a
That was-
swashbuckler.
It was a one shot.
That was
Like,
a riot.
I wouldn't play the same character, but
I'm just saying, it's just
I played a Swashbuckler Minotaur because they were on the same Unearthed Arcana because it made sense because they were Minotaurs with Kryn. So many bonus actions
I
I could take.
definitely don't want to play a Sork. I just think Sorcerer's the lamest class in the game.
Mm-hmm.
For me, like, the Wizard is a class I've always really wanted to play, but, like, the Sorcerer is, like just a lesser Wizard. Like, the things I like about the Wizard are not in the Sorcerer. Like, you know.
I like sorcerers, if only because they really open up a lot of possibilities. Like, subtle magic is really nice. Like, getting off suggestion without anybody knowing is so just like, so nice. Twinning is just twinning. Twinning.
So I have like I have my first kind of idea outside of Wizard, which is like the which is possibly being an alchemist. Like I like that's kind of like that's cool. It doesn't necessarily mean like that's what I'm gonna do. I want to go
But that's
look
the
at.
one you're gonna
I want to go look at the class. Here we go. Classes. I have a thing that the thing I don't think I linked it to you last night. I sent pictures of it to you, but this website has like the artificer stuff. So alchemist. Yeah, I just want to read what.
But also bear in mind, ever since Eberron came out, if it's not directly quoting from Eberron, it's old rules.
This is directly quoting from Eberron.
Okay.
That's what I was sending you last night.
Okay.
Which is, the way I always know is I just look for Flash of Genius.
17.
True.
Because Flash of Genius is only in that.
Yep.
Okay. Can I?
I like the Colosseum.
Yeah.
It's a good reason for him to be in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not how he
I
got
have
to the
another thing that, so, if your god told you that you had to go there specifically to not only just become a better fighter and perform there, but also to learn magic to
That'd be
prepare
good.
for a big fight to come.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a good way.
Yeah. Also, he's there to learn outside techniques and then bring them back
this
to
is
dwarves
like a
too.
hub.
So it's like that could be a reason where he went there. Also, Colosseum. You see all
Yeah.
different types of fight styles and that
Don't
kind of
forget
stuff.
Destiny.
Yeah, that is true. Oh man.
Don't forget
Yeah.
Destiny.
Because, like, I imagine Vara, the capital of Pagania, being, like, this just absolute gem and this, like, sort of, like, the next step in technology for this world, both technologically and magically. So I just really envision this as some sort of utopia.
Okay.
Like, that's not to say that there's not going to be conflict and there's not going
there's
to
gonna
be...
be awesome conflict because
Yeah.
utopias are always built off of inequality.
Let's erase
Like
the memories.
so, like there's gonna be something. It doesn't have to be like total Black Mirror 1984 shit.
Yeah.
But like there's like.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I push back against that a little bit, just because I like the conflicts that I imagine here are not so much like a hegemonic structure.
Mhm.
It's going to be more having to deal with anomalies and outside forces, such as like with the arcane artificers, there was only ever one. But now there's multiple, and now it's causing chaos. So just sort of, it's not so much a structure of like these
I
people are
want
trying.
political intrigue.
Oh, then go to Taizhou.
What? I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that in like a
Yeah.
really forceful,
No, I
like,
know.
give me what I want. I meant it just more in the sense of like what
Yeah.
you're saying was making me think of artificers like being like against each other. Like to me, political intrigue means like we have different like people in power and they're vying for our attention, or like we can pick between like, oh, that artificer, he's like willing to offer such money. That artificer like seems like actually a really good guy. So maybe like, you know what I mean, like that kind of like
There's
that
some of
kind of
that
struggle.
involved, yeah.
You know, that's what I was saying when I said political. Not like political like I want to like like the state needs to fall, but like political intrigue, just like dealing with different factions who have power and are trying to get more or accomplish things with that power.
I think I'm gonna have to go buy more dice.
New character, new dice.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I have any dice that are gonna fit this character. I need some green blues, and I don't have any green blues.
These ones are super pretty.
Mm.
These are Chezeks.
Yeah.
I'm just like, these ones are Chezeks, so you can know how to find them. They're really pretty. I really like them.
I will probably go out to Game
BGB?
Universe or...
Game University, TK
Alright.
Games, Barrister Games.
Yeah. But yeah, so it'll be fun being able to play in a area where, cause like I always hate, like I know that it's like very like glass half full of me, but I just always hate that and I'm not like criticizing you, Eric, whatsoever. It's just like I hate. Oh, Utopia has to have some sort of alternative thing. It's like, what if it just didn't?
Well, yeah, I mean that assumes like a really, I mean, not to get too academic about it, but that assumes
that's
kind of
what
like
we're here for.
like the 1984, like the only way we get utopia in terms of like how often Americans think about it is like 1984 is like Brave New World, where it's like it's hegemonic utopia, it's systematic utopia, and that's not actually utopia, right?
Yeah.
But like just nice places to exist.
No, nice place to exist is fun. There just still has to be bad people and things happening, right? Hey, I guess more what I meant was...
But why? Like, to ask that question, why?
I mean, that's the other thing.
Because that's what drives the conflict of the narrative.
Does it, though?
Right?
Like, do we require negative shit in order to have a story that's in any way compelling? Because I feel like...
there has to be stakes, right?
You can have stakes without evil, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like we have to fight like an evil thing. I guess what I'm trying to like imagine is like I'm imagining like a city that it could be a utopia, but there's still people in that city vying for power and for prestige and for all these different things. And like to me, what I'm saying is what I would find exciting. I guess evil's the wrong word. It's just like this idea, instead of thinking of it like there's a big bad, but instead thinking of it like we're living in this like complex city with all these different relationships. And like I just would love, like here's what I would love. It's like we're in our minds for like, let's say for the first 10 episodes, like we've heard about this there's 3 artificers in town, and then we somehow got caught up in the war between 2 of them, or like not necessarily a war like in terms of evil good evil, but like we just caught up in the conflict between them. We're doing what, and then it turns out that the third guy is actually like doing something worse, or like was way better than the other ones, or whatever, and we just didn't know, right? And then like I love that idea of like it's complicated, like the actions we would take here could affect something happening over there, and we didn't even realize it. And that's something that I think is allowed in the big city kind of narrative. So like it's less about, I guess, good and evil or anything like that, but more about like thinking of it in terms of being really interconnected, and like doing this thing could affect that thing, and all of those.
I'm like really, I was just prompting a more intellectual discussion about what stakes are, right? Like that's all.
No, it was a good question, and I think I better articulated what I meant.
I think that there's a lot to be said about having games that are based on relationships and the different ways that those relationships play out and how they affect each other, and how like if 2 people know each other and one of those people knows 6 other people, how that relationship with one person affects the other 6 relationships. I think that's like amazing to be able to play through. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of stories that only ever focus or describe themselves in language of conflict. I just think that we spend a lot of time on masculinized conflict.
Yeah. And that's very much what Taizhou is, but I kind of made it to be that, and I wanted it to be a story of...
And it's an awesome story.
Thank you. But a story of people overthrowing that so that you could eventually get to what Vara has. So it's just nice to be able to play what Taizhou can eventually be, but without having to wait for it.
Well, I mean, and
I've got so much fucking writing to do now.
In the alt campaign, I am literally playing a neutral evil character. So there's evil there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or there's badness. There's badness there.
Oh man, I'm so excited to bring my character in.
I know.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
For this game, or are you gonna come as France and the Friday campaign sometime?
I have other obligations on Friday typically. Like I'm playing what I'm now affectionately referring to as Call of Cthulhu.
Is Call of Cthulhu a good system?
Are you playing the new one?
I think.
Is it the
I don't know the difference between editions, so.
No, are you playing the oh my god, the system that Apocalypse?
Powered by Apocalypse?
Yeah, is it the Powered by Apocalypse?
No, it's the one that's based on D100s.
Okay.
Which I like it. I like it because the system.
I like percentile systems. They're fun.
I like it because the game
you
allows you.
I do.
Yeah.
Allows you to specialize really well in one area, but in an area you don't specialize in, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's super rewarding and super punishing at the same time.
I like
So I like it for like one shots because you will fail and you will have severe consequences to your failures.
What I really like, my dad, when he read the Savage World campaign that was specialized, so basically what it is. If you weren't specialized in that, and it was in the same vein as your skill, you could do that. But if you weren't specialized and you didn't have that skill, you had like a bunch of penalties. And it was really fun being like, well, my character doesn't do that. None of our group does that, so we're gonna have to figure out how to.
Out of
do
curiosity,
that.
just because we're getting to the discussion
Yeah.
part, I'm thinking maybe next week we can continue session 0.
Or maybe we
Because-
have what if we
I'd
have
rather just start playing
characters?
next week.
Yeah,
What if we
Okay.
have
we should
characters
just Facebook
rolled?
get it all together.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I would honestly
Just-
because we've already kind of turned this into like a
Okay.
discussion time. I would rather get as much work of this. I love session 0
Yeah.
stuff, but I also really want
The only thing I want
Okay.
to talk about is like character death and how it feels.
Yeah.
Other
Well,
than
plus-
that, like I think
yeah.
we can keep doing session 0 kind of thing.
Okay.
Which is
Just
what I'm
know
doing
that I
right
may
now.
not have all of the lore for you by next week because I
That's
also
fine.
have 2 Stewart papers due in the next 10 days.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's
Would a
okay.
good idea
Yeah.
be to have characters rolled and like be able to play characters, but also
They're rolled.
make sure there's like an hour or a half an hour before actually we start role playing where we can introduce, be like, this is my character, this is why I'm here, and this is my connection with people.
Better
Just
to
so-
learn who the characters are
Yeah, I like
through
it.
like interaction.
Oh, well,
I
I just thought maybe just do it as an extended, like, this is my relationship with the group more of a
Yeah.
thing.
So I guess like it'd be probably good for us to talk about our character relationship, so you guys know a little bit about like what our deal is. So some of this is lore based, so I will not like say too much unless Kelly wants to like reveal it. But my character is ostensibly a hermit, a winged tiefling in the middle of a desert, which is unusual. There are not tieflings in this world. I mean, there are, but they are super rare.
So Organasi.
She's also basically Elsa. She's very blue.
Yeah.
She's very white and blue.
That's hilarious.
Yep.
Because also yes.
Yes. So I'm playing. I'm really like the color contrast. Anyways, she firmly believes being able to see the future is a very rare ability, and it's something that she had prior to what she calls the calamity.
Okay.
Which is the meteor. And once magic was introduced in the world, like she could kind of see the future, and then basically now that the meteor has happened, fate is fucked. She thinks like she's very deterministic, very fatalistic. This is how the world works, and my important abilities basically just let me be able to see what happens. But now that the calamity has happened, she now has the ability through Portent to basically change the future, which goes against the way that the world works. So basically, she's trying to get the wheel back on the line.
Okay.
And is very so that kind of what brings her out of the desert, or at least she has technically been for a couple years. But yeah, she's actually Kelly dropped it today. She's the sapphire in the sands.
Yup.
She's a nigh mythological figure, even for Pajania.
Yeah, because being in the desert usually spells death. You could travel from like city to city through underground tunnels to avoid the scorching sun and things like that.
Camel maybe.
Yeah. But if you're in like a small town that doesn't have those tunnels dug out, you would pretty much live and die there. So the fact that someone just actively is living in the desert their whole life is just like unheard of. So you could travel small distances if there's a place nearby, but unless you are a seasoned traveler who knows what they're doing, desert is death. And I think that's what like the saying would be: desert is death.
Right.
And the idea of like oh, you're going out chasing sapphires in the sand is this idea that you're basically chasing a fantasy, you're chasing a mirage.
Which I love, like that.
I love this character so much, and like the idea is like now that the calamity has happened, and she's trying like, and this is what teams up with Leia's character is this idea of not just like pulling the threads of fate and like realigning it, but breaking it. Like, how can one actually change the future? And so very much playing with that idea. And so now that ostensibly my character can or thinks that she can, even though she's still trying to quibble with that, that brings in Leia's character.
Yeah, I mean, I still need to really talk to Kelly about all the base shit I'm about to drop on y'all. But the idea of this cleric is that she's a death cleric. I haven't descended on gender actually yet, but they are a death cleric that doesn't want to be. Like, they have been chosen by, we're working up a god right now on, but some kind of mix between, lawful evil god. What the fuck
Like
is
Raven
his
Queen?
name? Not Raven Queen. Like Raven Queen, but not Raven Queen.
Yeah.
What's chat's name?
Gone.
Looking to yeah, no. Chat's just catching up on why the party just is no more.
It's just
Yeah.
like randomly
So I was just
talking about
catching
shit
them
right
up.
now.
Just
Yeah.
the
God.
Facebook post I made today
Uh-huh.
was
Oh no!
very ironic. Wait, why the heck? Oh, Ryan
man.
posted a new blog post. That's why I can't see it. Time for another episode of Doctors and Dungeon Master. Will we die? Probably not. Will something die? Probably.
Well, you weren't wrong on that front.
Well, the party
man.
is something.
Yeah. Christ.
So
I was just gonna post.
Kalimvor is the
Turns
god
out we
mixed
die.
Yeah.
with the idea of Saturn as a trickster god
Uh-huh.
/ god of death, and has just chosen this character as like their person,
Right.
and like they do not want to be this person. They do not give a shit about the gods. But
So you're like the opposite of Trevich.
literally, like, my guess is this character like travels the desert, because they do travel the desert, but they travel the desert in part because they're just like, am I gonna die? This is the guy gonna let me die this time? Let's see. Let's test. Let's test it out. Because they're just
Yeah, they're both like just this giant, like they're just like scientists. Like, we just need to prove this theory.
Yeah.
like, because they're like, no, fate is not set in stone. But this god
Yeah.
keeps telling her, like, yes, you're, like, I have decided that you are this. And she's like, I'm not going to be that. And the god's making her that way anyway. So she just keeps getting these powers. And then finding herself in situations she needs to use them.
Yep.
And it's problematic in so many ways.
Yep.
But they are also an eternal optimist. So it's going to be, like, they're the opposite of what this god you would expect a follower of this god to be.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and so it ties this, this idea of like upsetting and literally changing fate. Is free will an actual thing?
Right.
Can we
Because your character doesn't believe that free will is a thing.
Yeah.
And my character is like literally descendant of like water genies, right?
Yep.
So their whole thing is like, man, no, everything is a flow, everything changes, everything shifts, and like to be presented with like this god who says you're wrong.
Yep.
it's like, you're wrong though.
Yeah.
Also a desert traveler, because that's kind of how we had planned it to originally, was we had been wandering the desert for a minute.
Yeah, trying to understand the calamity, especially like how Pagania react. Like, how does Pagania react post calamity?
Yeah, and like what exists out there.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of like this pair of opposites,
But like also like they're
but complementary.
because they have ostensibly the same goal.
Right.
Whereas we came from like the different beliefs
Right.
of what fate was and what fate dictates in our lives.
Right.
Ultimately, we want to assert ourselves.
Right.
Me coming from the idea that post calamity, like free will is ostensibly possible. Like there was a metaphysical realignment of the world.
Right.
Whereas for you, it's just like, no, fuck you. I don't want to. Like, don't choose me. Don't force this on me, Dad.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Which I love that you know why
Yes.
now. I'm not going to do it above table. And
Nope.
then Nick and the other campaign also knows why as well.
Why
Yeah.
what?
But you'll find out when
It's
you're
Such a
older.
whore.
It's a fucking. When I started telling Kelly my character, she's just like, the fuck? How do you know my lore?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that a lot. I kind of like the idea that perhaps like this is like your character like not like one of the reasons maybe they're interested in how to change fate is like maybe you ever since even before the calamity you had been getting like these kind of visions of maybe like an early death for
Yep.
you or something along those lines, like something terrible happening to someone you care about, and like you're hoping that through these adventures and things like that you're gonna figure out how to interact with time in a way that you can change that fate of that really big negative thing but it's so far off in the future it doesn't impact your day-to-day actions.
Yeah.
And this idea that this calamity, as my character will consistently call it, is kind of like this like
Every time you say calamity, I just think of Final Fantasy. The original Final Fantasy 14 had a calamity where they completely relaunched the game.
no, that's
And so it's like, that's what I constantly am thinking.
That's
of.
what I drew it from. Is this
Oh,
idea
really?
of like a
World
the
of Warcraft
calamity
has a calamity too, right?
cataclysm,
Cataclysm.
which is
was-
a bit different. Did change the
I
world
don't know if
though.
I heard the term calamity before.
It's a thing.
Go ahead and continue though.
It's
This
a
idea
word.
that like like the future is set. I know what it like every time I've seen something, it's
It
happened,
happened.
and now it's just like it's ostensibly like darkness, except like visions pop it. It's like a fucking clean slate. It's a weird thing.
Or
Our
Breath of the
characters are
Wild.
going to
Breath of
have
the Wild, they
very-
call it the calamity.
A very
the-
interesting interaction because I have Trevich is just was told by a god to
Oh.
go do this thing.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Critical
yes,
Yeah.
Critical
I'm
role.
completely okay
That's,
with
yeah,
this
it's
going
fucking
and
critical
doing
role.
what
It's
my
always
god
critical
says.
role.
Yo.
I mean, I think that honestly, they will come to an understanding about why. So you were told by a god to do something cool,
Yeah.
and they
I
this
just think it would be
character has
cool
been
if-
told by a god that they're just gonna have to like basically be a grim reaper and like kill people in really awful ways all the
Fun
time.
facts.
And like there's a scenario in which I asked Kelly if it's cool if this guy just like inputs this person needs to die and like they have to
You're
go
a
kill
death
them.
note.
And like, like
You were
and,
the bringer of
and,
death
and they don't
note.
want to be doing it. They're like, what the fuck is even happening to me?
And like even things could happen where like my character has a vision. It's just like you're the one.
right, yeah. Like and you know, like people are just dying around her all the time, and she's just kind of like now cool with it. Like she's gotten to a point where it's just like, yeah, okay, this is just today. Like this is just like every other day. Mostly because I was like, I need a character that just is like emotionally cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's emotionally just chill.
And I think like the thing that like it's our characters would have interesting interaction, but also I think what my character is drawn to when it comes to destined characters is this idea of we don't like I can't see the future proper. I can see glimpses of it. So it's just like this idea of like, oh, now that the world we ostensibly have this new metaphysical idea of free will, how does destiny and fate work now? Like you were told by a higher power that you are fated and chosen and destined to do this. How does this now work in a post-calamity world? Whereas previously that made sense. We are in a different world.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting just because you're talking about like destiny, like fate's set. Because in my character's lore, there was no god. It was the priests of the god who chose who was an arbitrary like we're just gonna choose this gladiator who's the biggest and strongest, and then my person was actually chosen by the god, and they're like, well, we weren't gonna choose you, but they're apparently a god now that can actually talk to us. Okay, you're the chosen one, I guess.
Yo.
How's your brainstorming going over here?
Terrible.
That's okay.
And so, like, I think it actually for you guys to consider because, like, you have like a personal goal in a way, even though it's a large thing. It's my character. Like, I wanted to design this character because I've been thinking about this one. I want a metaphysical goal. I don't want a character that's burdened by this like personal journey because I have that character. I've done that character.
Right.
And that's why we were having a lot of fun talking about our characters. Is because we wanted characters that were directly tied to the lore of the world because. You can't do that with Franz and Ash. You've tried.
No,
and it
Franz and Ash are just like, we're doing whatever the fuck we want. Please go away. Like, that is how they worked. Like they were on their own personal journey, on their own personal story, and it didn't really, and they still are, and it doesn't really matter
We didn't really get to
what
your
was
schedule
going on in the
topic.
world,
We
right?
We had, yeah.
We have
Whereas,
And then I'm just interrupting because chat's going, but we have one of the people from the Friday crew, and his character is just like everything is fate. There's nothing that is not fate. So it's just interesting how much that comes up with the characters because fate wasn't necessarily something that I wanted, or
Fate
not.
is deeply
not that I
embedded
don't
into
want it,
5e though.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
Like in terms of like the classes that are actually cool, most of them do something with divinity. Like,
Yeah. Well, there's an entire specialization of wizard that's literally about changing the future.
Yeah.
Of saying like, no, don't roll that because I've decided that no matter what you roll, it's gonna be a 2. You can't tell me otherwise.
Right.
That's also why I wanted to fuck over Kelly.
As if you didn't do that already.
Well, now I can do it
Now you can do it
with
mechanic.
raw.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So I'm excited to have a character that like is deeply impacted by the world.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm also excited to play a character that can innately fly.
Yeah, I have a lot of those in the other crew.
Literally everyone, almost
Yeah.
everyone but 2 people.
I think it's not as big of a deal if you're starting the if you're starting the arc at level 10, right?
No,
Like-
at level 1 it's busted.
Yeah, yeah. Or at least like it requires the DM to like actually like every time there's like a fight encounter, you have to think, okay, well if he flies, what are the monsters going to do? Like it adds like that little bit of mental tax to every single encounter for the DM, because otherwise, because like you can make it, I think, fun, right? Like it can be fun to have a character who flies at level 2, right, or level 1. But you have to be like, okay, well, I just remember that these kobolds have slings, right? They're gonna sling at the guy, or or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Should we change to discussion now?
I mean, I've kind of.
We're
I thought this
basically
was-
having
Okay.
a discussion.
I thought
Well, you
this
just
was
wanted to
kind of
talk
discussion.
about character death, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
we should talk about character death.
I think one thing to know also about my character, just as you're thinking about yours, is she was always a tiefling.
Mhm.
So it's not like the calamity happened and she became a tiefling, which is what previously how magical-ish characters were conceived in this world. And I'm pretty sure same with your character, right?
Me and Kelly haven't talked about it.
You're a fucking tiefling too?
No,
Oh.
I'm a water genasi.
Oh, right, yeah.
So we can.
Well, there's been
move-
And
fantastical.
Yeah, but they were all like humanoid, but we could
Yeah,
work
they were
that
like gnomes, dwarves, halflings,
Yeah.
I mean, there was like
humans.
fantastical creatures who were in the world that just
Mm.
were normal, and then there was
Not
the-
Not
necessarily.
really.
Okay, that's
like,
kinda
like
how
I think the height I'm imagining is like an owl bear.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
as being like it looks
Yeah.
kind of like an owl, but it's still a bear. Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's possible that this character was a water genasi before. I kind of like the I because this
Well, you
this
could also
character
be
is
from a different plane, but
right. No, I mean like so the point of this one of the points of this character is just like a whole like a confluence of contradiction. And in order to survive in the desert, she would have had to already kind of been in the desert as she was growing up. Like she just can't just exist there.
Yeah.
Like or like spent time in the desert before the last like 3 or 5 years, however long we've been.
what
chilling.
if what if she died in the desert and was resurrected?
Yeah, so what I'm saying is like water
What?
genasi, like fire
What's-
genasi would make the most sense.
every time I see the fucking Lokatha and the Grung, I just think how fun it would be to be those characters. Doesn't make at all sense for a fucking desert campaign.
Yeah.
That's like the two like fish
If I
race
were to make
people.
it-
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I'm a fish person. I live in the desert.
You just walk around with a fucking aquarium on your head.
Well, and that was part of like what like
The reverse Sandy from SpongeBob.
Yeah.
this character being a desert, like what would make sense is a fire genasi, but what makes sense with the internalness of the character is the water genasi, right? And so I just like even though water genasi still makes sense, it's still somewhat of a contradiction to be in the desert
Yeah.
and then to be like partially made of water.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
Like I just think, sorry, I just like throwing assumptions on your character, but I just think of like because you're like in the human form, your character died of thirst. You kind of become that.
we'll
but,
see.
Yeah.
I'm still working on the backstory.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, discussion, character death. The fuck? Have you ever had one?
I have never died. Well, I know I died in a one-shot once, but that doesn't really
That
count.
was so much.
I killed myself. Like it was like Kelly was like a Halloween thing, and Kelly was like,
Yeah.
"Okay, you guys are for the final one. You have to fight each other." And my character's like, "Fuck this!" And I fireballed myself and hit everyone, and like knocked out like 3 characters and killed myself. It was awesome.
Yeah.
So that was really fun at that time. But no, it's it's funny. I definitely did not come into today thinking that my character was gonna
None
die.
of us did.
I definitely had talked to Kelly about what would happen if this character died, in part because I knew that this character would not like being resurrected, and so I had like
The whole time I was like asking you in
Ash.
between.
So
too.
for the record, Ash had a diamond.
fuck.
Holy shit.
He has like 3 listed on his sheet, but you told him not to do it.
No,
Oh
that makes
my
sense.
You
God.
told him. You
Yeah,
told him
when I
you
t-
didn't want to be brought back, and so that's why he walked away. The
Yeah.
reason he started walking away was because he was like, he knew Draveech had the thing, and he just needed to be gone in order to not give him
Holy
that diamond.
shit.
Definitely.
I didn't want to say
Oh,
anything
man.
at the time because
No, that's so beautiful.
reasons, but like. I was like Ash was like I can't be here. I can't be here. I can't be here. This needs to be gone. I'm done. Like,
I had to tell Kelly like
Yeah.
20 times in chat today.
Yeah.
Let it happen. Let it happen. Let it happen. Let them do whatever they're going to do. Like once I died, I was like, whatever you guys choose to do, Like, I don't want an input. I don't want to be like, yes, revivify me. Like, part of me wanted to be revivified. Part of me wanted to stay dead. I was like, I just had to let you guys do it.
I was disappointed because I love Joy.
I mean,
so
I
it's
love
like
Joy too.
one of the things is that's kind of why I was like, no, Trevich's is gonna do a dwarvish thing and he's gonna pull her out of the hole because he's fucking sad.
This is why Ash was done. Is because like Joy was. So I mean, outside of France, it was just kind of a given. Joy was the last like newest companion that, and this is nothing against Trevich, but like that Ash had a connection to. Like we got into shenanigans together, right? like and
Just like the in memoriam of Joy taking the fine steed.
right. Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, and oh man, and so like that's Ash is just like, I can't do this again. Like I can't lose another person. Like I can't do it. I cannot on this road. I cannot lose anyone else.
Yep.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, character that can be really bad. Like, I definitely was feeling like a lot of emotions when like I knew it was happening, but at the same time, like Kelly like kept like being like, "Can it pull you down the hole? Is that okay? Are you gonna feel like it?" Like I think you were worried that it would feel like unfair. Like if if it tosses you down the hole and you fail a death save, are you gonna think like, "No, this fucking sucks"? If like when you wanted to jump on the Umber Hulk, Kelly was like, "If she does this, it will fall on you." And I was like, let it happen. Like, if that's the consequences of someone else's action, that's the consequences. So, like, in the moment, I was definitely, like, more transfixed with, like, what is going to happen. And then once I knew it was certain, like, then I was like, oh, I'm sad. Like, but I'm also, like, I was also happy and excited because I was, like, I was happy that, like, this character's story is complete. Like, this is who they are. Then I asked Kelly if she went to heaven.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Kelly made me roll a D100, and I did. And Kelly was like, yeah, you're in heaven, and you're with the commander, and you're fighting a dragon. Like, it's like, yeah! And so, in a lot of ways, it feels bad and it feels good at the same time. But I think part of that's because this character, I always knew by the way that I played them, there was a chance that they could die.
Yeah.
That was not supposed to be a deadly encounter.
Well,
That's
why
okay,
it's
though.
ganged up, right? It's those three enemies are
I
meant to
know.
fight our whole party of, well, in this case, 5,
Yeah.
right? And if they're all targeting one person who is also
Right.
unable to do their main defensive thing,
I know.
or
I mean, this has also been a party of like death on side quests, or like crazy things happening on side quests,
Yeah.
or like massively traumatic things happening on side quests.
Yup.
Like, that is just like when shit goes down.
Yeah.
Like for this campaign, and that's not true for all campaigns, but for this one, it is true.
Yeah. I think I've been reflecting a lot on death in campaigns because, and not even just like dead, but like dead. Like last night we had our like final session of this arc. Of our arc, we're kind of funny. Like our arcs are both ending at the exact same time almost, and they're going to the
They
desert
weren't
next
supposed
week.
to.
But where they fought this lich, and they knew that they were going to fight a lich from 10 sessions ago. Like they were like, we're going to go fight this lich. We're going to go save this dwarven city underground, and they like went to go do it, and they like even got all the stuff that the lich could do. This is like the lich in the monster manual, so it's got all the shit. It's got power word kill. You can just instantly kill somebody, and at the end of the fight, 3 people were dead. And the cleric had enough diamonds to revivify 2. And, but the third person had been fingered of death, so they turned into a zombie. You can't, no resurrection does that except for the 9th level one, which they didn't have access to. And so my wife, who plays the cleric, she like did divine intervention, and it worked, and she was able to true resurrect the person. But the person was a warlock. And so what I said is like the patron is like a vindictive and evil bitch. It's the night serpent. Like it does not like people. It uses you. It gives you power because it knows that you'll take it, and go use it and to accomplish her goals. And it's like it's like in the middle of like starting to devour the soul of this warlock, and then he gets brought back. And I'm like now he doesn't want to be a warlock anymore. Right? Like so, there's so many consequences. Even though in a theory you could say, well, nothing changed from the session before this session because nobody died, but all of a sudden everything has changed because somebody died. And I think that's one of the awesome things about D&D is like in most other play mediums, if you die, you just like, oh, you're in Minecraft, you wake up in your bed, or you restart at the checkpoint. In D&D, death means things are different from this point on, and I think that that's awesome.
Well, and you're really role playing, like you in a really good game, like this one. The people at the table are connected.
Mm-hmm.
The characters at the table are connected, and so like that matters to their story. Like each individual story. Like when your story ends, it impacts the stories of everybody else. And I think that's really like, and that happens in video games occasionally, but I think it happens more often in my experience in D&D. But I mean that's because I like this medium of play better than video games anyway. But that's me.
Yeah. You rarely get like in like single player games. You can get it to where people die, like, and it has really impactful meanings. But in the multiplayer games, like multiplayer video games, aren't usually written to have character death as impactful.
I mean that massively changed how Ash being here. Like Ash's story massively impacted him because he knew that if he brought you back and you had been in heaven, he would have felt worse than if he had let you die.
Yeah, exactly.
Let you die. I mean,
that's part of what I was kind of almost betting on, in a sense, like that would be the way that you felt. But yeah, so like, I think it's cool that we've had a death on D&Dms, right? Like, you know, this is like episode like 55 or something, right?
54.
54, and it's like we've experienced something new that, like, you know, and that's awesome.
You don't often get that.
I wonder how many episodes of D&Dms there has been. I don't think we have all of them.
No.
So we can't know. Like, no. I mean, like, D&Dms, you are the third DM of D&Dms.
Oh,
How many episodes have we had? Because this is year 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the previous iterations did.
We probably have at least 100.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It was interesting to me where it's 3:30 and just at that point I was like, what do? I didn't want to cheapen it by just like finding a way to bring Joy back. I had contingencies that might have happened, but they just didn't show up. So I'm just like, I'm not going to force it. This has to happen. With also Eric being like, no, it's okay, so
I think that helps a lot too, because when you're a DM and like somebody, especially in a fight you didn't intend, someone gets like downed or something, like you can feel like kind of crummy, like
and
last
I think
night.
about player agency as well, because here's the thing, like I'm not saying it's like any person's fault, but everyone had an ability to change the way that happened. You had a diamond, you could have done something else, you could have
I mean, I also have healing.
I could have done nothing. I made a eulogy.
Yeah, but there's like different things that
I would go down the hole to get cure wounds on him, because cure wounds is a touch. Like if I had healing word, I could just healing word, but I can't. I have to touch him.
Right, and I'm not saying it's like any one person's fault, but like when a character dies at the result of nothing that they necessarily did wrong, and then it's just a series of just like bad events,
so
the very little player agency. That's what.
Well, that happens.
That's for me. Like Titus and Trevich have both died and gone down in fights, and Titus going down was kind of, there was nothing that we could do about that, so that was kind of a crappy death. Whereas like Trevich going down, he went down in sort of character, but he also he kind of went down because it was just what was the
it was initiative.
It was the initiative, and so that also didn't quite feel like right. Also, they've been in the campaign for so little that it's like they haven't actually done anything impactful. And like Titus left. A, I didn't like playing Titus, but B, it left because he was impacted. He's like, well, I've died, and I don't want to die again. I'm gonna go do my own life.
So when would be an acceptable time for a character to die, though? Because it's always gonna have something to do. It's not just unless it's a punishment from the DM, which happens occasionally too. Like it is initiative, or it is. It is like you just weren't expecting that one power from that one thing that you're fighting.
It's like, I don't know. Like Joy dying because it resolved, like her character was a product of the surprise round, but it was also a product of, it's the character. It's the player.
She rushes in every time.
The character rushes in every time. It's known that Joy, is going to do what Joy wants to do. But it's also Eric, the player. Eric the player was okay with dying, and I didn't have time to feel out my character enough to be able to be like, yeah, Travich can die because Travich has done his thing. It's a time, it's time factor, it's player factor, it's the character's backstory. Like when Travich died, Travich didn't care because he's like, yeah, sure, like I've been down a few times, like this is like went a little bit far, but yeah, no, I'm fine. Like I'm a dwarf. I'm gonna do dwarf things now. It depends on there's all sorts of factors. We're all human.
Well, now we start the long week of trying
Yeah.
to make it characters and get their backstories and magic items and
Already done.
classes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you
Travich?
don't brag about it.
Still,
Yes.
can he have
Uh-huh.
Joy's magic items?
I think we distributed them.
I
pretty much.
have
I've only took my ring back.
Yeah.
the soul ring is gone. The jump
Yeah,
ring
remind
is,
me what they are, and we'll talk.
Yeah,
There we go.
there's the axe of returning, the axe that auto hits, and then the soul ring.
That'd be
What's
cool
the
to like
soul ring?
carry
Oh, yeah,
on
the
Joy's
thing, yeah.
axe.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that's like Travich wouldn't throw them away. He'd keep them. He left the owl bear with Joy because that was
Yeah.
That made sense.
Yeah.
All right. We are at time.
Eric, what are you thinking of playing?
Thank you for joining
I have
us. Thank you, chat, for
no.
being lively, and we will see you next
He's
week.
got to get
What
that
haven't you played?
I
Spark of
haven't played
inspiration.
most things. I have played